allow the children. It's okay. It's okay. Off your mind. It's okay. She off your mind. Like me.
Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk through to power don't off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go summer us, call them hate speech. But fear not, my ego don't come. Ingo torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we laugh, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. My ego diary politico, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. This one not the off in mind, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. And in the touchlight every corner, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai, them be promise us say we go get light and power. Nah. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power over naira. See them talk say make we off mind, but thank God say my ego don't come. So my people make you ladder, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. My ego diary politico, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. This one not they off in mind, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that my yegun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say my yegun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Woman picking, they the street they hawk. Still them talk say make we no talk. But thank God say my yegun don't come. So my people make you laugh, oh yo yo. My yegun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make you shout, oh yo yo. My yegun don't come, oh yo yo. Man of the masses, oh, yo, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo, yo. My ego now I'm on,
Hello there. Good morning to you, good afternoon to you, and good evening to you from wherever you are watching from. It is Mayegun Live. Thank you so much for joining me again tonight from wherever you are watching from. Please take your time. Read the caption of the broadcast. Read the description of the broadcast. Hear it. Like the broadcast. Tell your friends, your not so friendly friends, I mean your frenemies, that's Mayegun today.
Ẹ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ Súràkì. Ayé ẹ̀ Súràkì. Lórí Facebook. Ayé ẹ̀ Súràkì.
Thank you so much. The writer for this broadcast tonight is like the follow-up on what Peter Obi or his reactions to the news that Nigeria has gotten so bad that they are begging for food from a war on Ukraine. The actions have been following. There is an APC governor who was at the event who also agreed with Obi. His name is Umar Bago. Even though they say you cannot shame the shameless, but you shouldn't stop telling the shameless people about the shameful things that they are proud of. That shouldn't make you mellow. Yes, you cannot shame the shameless, or show them their shame. Motide. And thank you so much once again for joining me from wherever you are watching from. Okay, it is Mayegun Live. Yesterday, it was actually yesterday afternoon that the news broke that 2 days ago, Ukraine, the war on Ukraine, gave 25,000 tons of grains as a gift to a starving Nigeria. I mean, Nigeria, they supposed that the giant of Africa, the giant of Africa, has gotten to a stage whereby our people are, they are starving. Nigerians are starving. Nigerians are poor. No thanks to APC, Egbe, to the point that Nigeria is so poor. Nigerians are so wretched that Ukraine had to help save some of these hungry Nigerians in northern part of Nigeria. And I think that is what prompted the Peter Obi's reaction, that a region that should be so rich in agriculture and agricultural money, that they are so poor because of mismanagement, corruption, and insecurity, that a country that is fighting war is offering food to northern states where people are living in extreme multi-dimensional poverty. I think that got the guy talking. I'm going to go straight to it. So they gave him the award as the politician of the year, Peter Obi. And this is what he had to say at the event. That's where we're going to start from, ladies and gentlemen. Here.
Mr. President, being represented here, and His Excellency the Governors, let me very respectfully stand on all due and existing protocols. First is to most sincerely thank leadership for this event. Thank our keynote speaker. Thank you very much for that wonderful presentation. And I thank all that are gathered here. For me, I always say this award is, I'm grateful to the Almighty God that I had this opportunity, and always opportunity whenever possible. I've said it just every day. I am not desperate to be president of Nigeria. I'm desperate to see Nigeria work. I'm desperate to see Nigeria fight poverty. And I listened to what the keynote speakers said today. And you could see it in my tweet yesterday. We have no reason being part of poverty in the world, especially in the north. They not have no reason to be poor. We will make more money in this country from agriculture than we make from oil any day, anytime. Because it's happening everywhere. I read yesterday that Ukraine is giving Nigeria grain. Ukraine is at war. The whole of northern Nigeria is 7 268,000 square kilometers. Ukraine is 603,000 square kilometers. They have no reason to give us grain because we have the land. Why are they giving us grain? Because 60% of their land is cultivated, 60% of our own is uncultivated. And the people even say it's for Northeast. I might be governor of Niger State is here. Niger State can feed Nigeria. Niger State can feed Africa. Niger State is occupying 76.3 thousand square kilometers of land. They can feed Nigeria. Netherlands, with 33,000 square kilometers, which Niger State is twice, exported last year $25 billion of agricultural products. Niger State can do 5% of that, which is 6 billion. They don't need to come to Abuja. Northeast is collapsing. They say there's a problem in the Northeast. It shouldn't be. The two biggest states in Northeast, Borno and Taraba combined. Borno alone is over 70,000 square kilometers. Taraba is 54,000. Two of them combined is 125,000 square kilometers, 4 times the size of Belgium, at 30,000 square kilometers. And Belgium is doing over 20 billion export. There's so much we can do with this country. Let people stop wasting everybody's time and put these young people that are giving us problems in terms of criminality out of poverty. And you reduce criminality. The more you put people out of poverty, the more you reduce criminality. It's as simple. People make it look difficult. Let's invest in the North. We have what it takes to make Nigeria. Let's do it now. Thank you. God bless you.
That's Peter Obi, where he was honored with the politician of the year. He was there rolling out number, you know, even though an average APC, Bekebe, will ask you, Shena statistics, we go chop. And statistics go feed us. Of course, statistics is what would lift you out of poverty. Statistics is the number you work with. If you really have development or developmental idea inside you. But a lot of them just believe that, you know, manufacturing numbers, bogus, fictitious numbers, and ridiculous, assumptions, they believe them more than the real thing. But this guy was there. The guy that said that they should not bring any food to the South again, or nobody should come and pack or buy food in his states. Because his own technique is to fight, the way to fight poverty, hunger in Niger State is to stop people from coming to buy the food. Unfortunately, the people themselves are so poor that they can't afford any food. But the guy was at that place, and I caught his face where he was like, But the guy is not a total novice. He was a banker. Their governor in Niger is a banker, or he was a banker. And then is now a politician. And he seems to also be interested in that same politics, right? That agricultural prosperity somehow, right? I would rather talk about those who are doing it than those who are kind of, you know, talking about it. And that guy at that event, I bet probably Obi himself knows or knew what he was up to. Today, the news broke that the governor of Kebbi State, another poor state that shouldn't be poor in Nigeria, spent God knows how much anyway. But I mean, here is the governor of Kebbi State, another poor state in Nigeria, who bought a 24 brand new Toyota Land Cruiser Jeep, 24 of them for their lawmakers. Okay, is a poor state. Meanwhile, if you have to value each of these car, it's pretty much over 100 million naira, maybe 150 million, maybe 200 million naira each, using their own standard of what they buy, right? Now, if you multiply 200 million times 24, that is what they have expected. And meanwhile, this money, before they could buy those cars, they had to convert the Nigerian naira to dollars before they will import them. They bought them from where? Japan. So which means they have enriched the economy of Japan. In Nigeria, they have 3 car manufacturers in Nigeria. But Nigerian government never believe in them. Not once, not any. In the north, they had one. In the west, there is one. In the east, there is one. In Nigeria, you see all these billions and hundreds of millions of dollars they are using to buy cars. Rather than invest in the real sector that can, enrich the life of the people, they would rather take the money out. And this is just one state, Okeribi. There are 35 other states, including Abuja. In the face of the poverty, in the face of they are working to bring blah, 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 right? While others continue to collect their allocation and then blow it. My eyes, my attention caught that Bago guy. And I'm going to pay attention. I'm going to continue to monitor him like that of Sheyi Makinde. The problem is that Niger State has more than 20 different terror groups operating in Niger State alone. Different Fulani terrorists, Boko Haram, and the rest of them. In fact, in Niger State, almost half of Niger State is controlled by different terrorists, not fully in control of the government. Farmers are paying taxes to terrorists in Niger. But this guy seems to be investing in areas where, I don't know if he's protecting their same investment, right? Now, here is this guy. They saw him somewhere in his own state. Investing in agriculture is beyond just giving people money. It actually requires, the real government investment. And if it's going to be private, right? Mechanized farming. If Nigeria wants to be out of starvation, hunger, food inflation in the next 2-3 years, Nigeria would need to invest in at least more than 80,000 tractors. They say if Nigeria wants to be out of the wood, but there is no plan that you will be, okay? However, this Niger State guy, I saw this first, right? It got all this for their farmers in Niger. I don't know how much of effect this has has on the food production in the state, okay? But this is physical. This is not using cutlass and hoes to cultivate the land. This, right? And they said that currently in Nigeria only has about less than 5,000 tractors, the whole country, the whole Nigeria. And there's no guarantee that all these 5,000 tractors are working. Okay? Meanwhile, in the areas where they are really working, there is no guarantee that there is the security in the areas, right? Who actually protect all those produce and all that, okay? But for this guy, it's commendable, right? And being inside the same hall with Obi, and there he was like nodding, agreeing that it's true. Hi. So I'm the governor of a state that could become so rich that I could be making more than $6 billion from my agricultural produce alone. I may not even have to bother about Abuja again. Wow. Meanwhile, now the guy himself, this is what I show you the picture, Abi. Here is the video from his own state. But before I play you the video, I want you to listen to what he had to say, responding to Peter Obi inside that hall, talking about their chances if to say you had a real leader. He also agreed that it is a shame. No, it's a shame. Man, it's a shame, Obi. We agree that it's a shame that we are so poor in northern Nigeria that the war-torn Ukraine had to come and give us grain and food in order to be able to fight and feed our poor people in northern Nigeria. Yet they have the land. While some of them are using their own monthly allocation to buy guns for the Fulani terrorists they are sending down south so that they can claim land or get land for Ruga or whatever it is. Well, this guy seems to be using part of his own money to really invest in that agriculture. And I kind of like, it's not just politicians with all talks, no action, right? Listen to his response to what will be said in that all.
We have cleared deliberately over 1 million hectares of land. So, my boss, you are very right to what you have said. We have no reason to be poor. People may not like you, but they must hear you. Because what you say is the gospel truth. Nigeria needs to be productive. You cannot be out of poverty unless you start to produce. I'm not an advocate of handout or palliatives too. I don't believe in it. So it is high time we tell ourselves the basic truth. We need to feed ourselves. And it's a shame for people like Ukraine in the war to be giving us food. But I assure you, in this room today, leadership group, the next award you will give me, if you will ever give me, is the largest producer of food in 2024. Federal government is doling out 42,000 metric tons of grains. And by June, I will give out only in Niger State 100,000 metric tons of food. And it's deliberate.
That's the guy, that Bago guy, right? Because there is actually evidence that he is trying something. He's not just talking. Okay? So he's told Obi-Datti that, you know, when he said people may not like you, he's talking about the rogues in government. There was a Tinubu representative at that gathering too, in that gathering. So Tinubu representatives came up and said, there's nothing shameful in collecting food from a war-torn country now. Because Tinubu is doing everything to make sure that Nigerians don't starve. Nigerians are not hungry. So that is why Tinubu will take help from anywhere there is help, including if he has to do Bambi Allah for them. Right? Whatever Obi is talking about, right? There's nothing wrong in it. So this guy came out and said, well, it's true. It is actually true. Nigerians have no reason to be poor. If the politicians in northern Nigeria are not using their federal monthly allocation to sponsor terrorism, maybe the northern Nigeria, which has been the blanket, the dark cloud on the rest of Nigeria, okay? If they say Nigeria is the poverty capital of the world, 90% poverty in Nigeria emanated from the north. In fact, it's very sad and, you know, sadder than what you can imagine it is. Whatever poverty we are facing in the rest part of, in the other part of Nigeria today, they emanated from northern Nigeria, where terrorism has taken over everywhere, including running us out of our farms in the south. Trust me, this all started from there, right? And the guy agreed. He said, if you want to reduce crime, then you need to get this young, unemployed army of youth off the streets and get them fully engaged. He agreed. In his own states, this is what he's been doing. I'll show you what I found. This one is just as recent as February, just last month.
We thank God we've started receiving delivery of these tractors from John Deere. This is the first batch. We're optimistic that before the end of this month, we'll have assembled over 300 of these tractors and over 1,000 of the handheld as the first phase. We're expecting over 1,000 of these tractors in the next 6 months, and that our bulldozers are already working in the bushes, clearing land. We have cleared over 1 million hectares to date, and that we're expecting delivery kits on irrigation. We have investment, we have a partnership, we have signed MOUs with a lot of government and agencies of government. This is the only way out for us as a country and as a people. We need to be able to feed ourselves. Following the Mr. President's food security agenda, Niger State has provided itself as a pilot state to propel agriculture because we are agrarian. We have no reason to be poor. If you are a farmer, you benefit. We are not dashing people. What we are doing as a government is that we are preparing land, providing inputs, using our machineries to prepare for you. Once you're ready to go to the farm, we'll let you go, we'll do it for you and hand it over to you. You finish production, we'll off-take it, you know, and this brings prosperity to the people.
Moro, 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 bago, amajimo, amado, moro, bago, moro.
Do you understand? I saw that. And that is worth, is worthy of, follow-up and monitoring. So we see how that goes. Now, if somebody is talking about, we are trying to end hunger, You know, a lot of that. If that guy is talking, you should listen to him. No, I'm just saying I will listen to him. Not look out for what, like, for him to fail or no. You see, when you do something that's actually going to have impact on the lives of the people, the real one, we can tell than the jamboree, which is mostly for the photo op and the show off. So I saw that, I was like, yeah, that's something. That's something there. So afterward, right? I think in another occasion, right? On another occasion, so Obi and his deputy, I think it's at the same place as well. Is Obi and his Datti guy. So they took up the case of a guy, of a young man, a Keke rider, Keke, you know, this Keke tricycle, that somebody left or forgot money in his bike or inside his bike, and the guy returned the money in full. So they therefore decided to compensate him with a scholarship. This is what we'll be able to say anyway. Listen.
A while ahead, you are in SSS 2. Forthwith, I've consulted with my young brother and everything, and I know there will be other things coming from the big men who are here, but from us, from now, your education, tuition, accommodation, feeding, till you graduate, will be taken care of by the base university. Thank you. I know
That is a university, base university, Abuja. So that's why he gave it. Ruben Abati. Have you heard his reaction to Tinubu's sons acting as part of the diplomatic sort of a call, something like that? What do you call those one who follows your president anywhere? They're not diplomatic delegate or team or something, right? So Abati was surprised and shocked. I don't know if that is just like reactionary, but Abati was like, listen, guys, what exactly is the work of Tinubu's sons? What's the work of Sheyi? What is the work of Yinka? Both sons of Tinubu that followed him to Qatar. You see that Qatar, the story of that Qatar is even more shameful than what we thought or what we heard. So I'm going to give you a backstory. The backstory of that Qatar trip was that, you see, Qatar and the Qatar Foundation, Qatar Foundation, there's their leader called Ibn Lim, I don't know. That's their leader there. Okay. You know, he's an Emirati, an Emirate. In 2022, when the full details, for the first time, the full details of Tinubu's heroin trafficking in America hit the airwaves, David Undenyi, who has now become the sworn enemy of the bat idiot, the bat starts, broke the news, and it was more or less like putting a noose around the neck of Koolu. Nigerians were given the true picture of their drug dealing, heroin trafficking, and money laundering Koolu. Typical Nigerians, they stood and said that they would, you know what I mean? I'm talking about the Abubakus now, because like everybody really rejected Koolu. For the first time, I've never seen anybody who is fighting legitimacy like Koolu. It is really, really depressing for him, you would say. So David told all of us, and you know, unmask the real Koolu, Teresa Mendoza, Abuja, Remi Werekwe, Koolu's wife, who is also a drug and heroin trafficker, and the rest of them who are like ring, the syndicate of drug heroin trafficking in Chicago at the time, we didn't know that the Arab world also saw the news. In fact, they saw it so much that they were so interested in it. They invested, like so many other people around the world, invested in that your charade. And like the rest of the world, I bet they were so disappointed too. Like, God damn it. A drug dealer is now their, God damn it. This Kuwait, this Qatar had to give David Hundenyi an award for a job well done exposing Pablo Escobar, the Jaga Banditi, Jaga Addicti, Ashiwaju awon ole. They gave David, they first sent him a letter to say, well done. We hope this email meets you. We hope this message meets you well. You are doing a wonderful job. Keep it up. We've got an award for you for exposing the Pablo Escobar that is about to be president of Nigeria. So eventually this Koolu rigged himself in. How? How did he do it? Oh, Nigeria was going to go up now. Nigeria is going to go up in smoke. There's going to be trouble. There's going to be problem. Oh, there's no problem. There's no trouble. Now this criminal is knocking at their door. He wanted to come and see them. He has a business for them. No, Haram. No. They rejected him. They responded respectfully and said, don't come. We know their house. Nobody go their house. Koolu wrote them again. It no matter. Anybody wait there, tell them say they come. Our leaders won't be around. It don't matter. Just tell them that we are coming. He had to force himself to go to that Qatar. And now he's pretty much like to display more impunity. According to APC, Egbekegbe, Sheyi and Yinka, they do not have to have job. They are president's sons. Sheyi is a successful businessman who is business. Sheyi is successful. Yinka is a successful business. Just like their grandpa with their Beokuta. I am talking about the wool-headed confessor. I want to return to rice to Thailand. I want Thailand rice merchants, right? They were living off you. It could just have been like Donald Trump. What's that Donald Trump's daughter's name again? What's her name again? That Donald Trump's daughter that was appointed by her dad. That is something. Call Sheyi, give Sheyi job. Okay? You can even make Sheyi ambassador to America. Nigeria ambassador to America. Send Sheyi. Yinka, Nigeria ambassador to UK. Fine. Or make Sheyi your protocol officer, Ivanka. God bless you, Ivanka Trump. I don't know how I quickly forgot her name. Because sincerely speaking, I quite really admire the young lady. Have you seen Ivanka Trump acting acting on behalf of her father on an assignment? Have you ever seen her? Give your son job. You can even make him your protocol officer. Or you can even, make him your chief of staff. Give him a job to say, okay, now if he goes anywhere with you, is what? All that fund, the payment for all of that, right? The funding for that, it will actually be justified, Abi. That's not why they wanted that. They don't want any responsibility. They are the president Pekin. So Abati was mad. I don't know if he was mad or he's kind of acting it too. I'll show you. Here is Abati's reaction.
All right, we see Sheyi and Yinka Tinubu there. People are asking, what portfolio do they hold? Was this what is their position there at this point? Let me take this tweet from Brother Bath. He wrote, Nigerians must stop Tinubu from taking his sons, Sheyi, for official state matters. It is dangerous. 1. Why are Nigerians keeping quiet while Bola Tinubu mess Nigeria with impunity? Here is Sheyi Tinubu as part of presidential team to Qatar state visit. This is the same president's son that took the presidential jet for leisure to go watch polo game in Kano. 3. What laws of Nigeria allows a president to take his children as official delegates to state visits? 4. What kind of passport does Sheyi Tinubu hold presently? 5. How much longer will this nonsense continue? 6. Well-meaning Nigerians, elites, must rise and address this gradual destruction of Nigeria as a state under rule of law. Dr. Obi-Datti, over to you.
Okay, first, you are talking about those two boys there.
Yeah. Men.
Yeah, well, I don't know how old they are. I'm sure I'm much older than they are.
Okay.
But what I'm saying is that first Nigerians complained that they should not have been on the delegation. We asked about the bona fide. The issue we raised then is that, yes, if their father is paying for them to be there, fine. I also raised the question, if they have the relevant qualifications, if they are business people in their own right, and they can bring investment and they will make a contribution, okay, maybe, then, you say, okay, they have a reason to be there. But what I find disturbing in that video that we just showed is that in terms of the order of protocol, I spent 4 years studying diplomacy. And I'm not boasting about it.
Right.
I took courses, I took exams, and all of that. I read the books. They were coming in terms of the order of protocol before the ministers of the Federal Republic. Now, what is their role there that they will come? They are even put there before the Minister of Foreign Affairs. Who is going to explain that protocol arrangement, to us as Nigerians? And then further, may we begin to ask, what do the president's children, what do they do for a living? I mean, by the time I was their age, I don't know specifically how old they are, but from looking at them, by the time I was their age, I was doing something concrete with my life. PhD. I was not, I got a PhD at 24.
Yes!
I wasn't depending on any father.
Absolutely not.
So people must get to a stage in their lives where they hold themselves together. I don't want adults behaving like invalids, hanging around. Just because your father is in a position, or his children of privilege sometimes overdo it.
Yeah.
And these are boys that will probably have wives at home. Some of these girls, what they go through is very embarrassing. You can't have a husband that's just hanging around.
Wow.
That cannot stand on his 2 feet.
All right, we see Sheyi and Yinka Tinubu there. People are asking, what portfolio do they hold?
Impunity upon impunity. Make impunity they carry, or impunity might be impunity me. Impunity will swallow impunity. And when the impunity can't get to the power, what do you call that thing again? Raise to power 100. Everybody go lose you go lose all your mind soon. Don't worry. It's not they see. They just, because they push a year and Yinka before your minister. Who are those ministers? Minister of the Federal Republic. You go see your ministers, under Tinubu. Some of them you go still see scandal where minister go they kneel down, they beg Sheyi. Me and Papa no sack them. You go see minister, they kneel down, they prostrate, they beg for Lashade. And I don't understand waiting people with the Lagos, right? Actually pass through before they finally give up, because I think they've given up. You have no idea. You will have the idea soon. So it's an insult. You can't shame the shameless, they say, right? But let those be on record. So Obi-Datti was mad. How could they do that? But it was right too. But I will be honest though. Me, I am 40 years old. Sheyi is 38 years old. Yinka is 41 or 42 or thereabout. Yinka is older than me. Sheyi is younger than me. We are both, all of us can be in the same circle, right? I've got what I am doing with my life, right? These are guys who are not small boys. They are family men. They've got wives. They've got children, right? However, what were they doing before now that you have to leave all of that? Whether you are, you should have career now. You've got career. I don't know. You should have your life in a way that even if you have to be with your father, right? It should, well, okay. There's no point in going there, okay? It's Nigeria where anything goes, okay? But normally, right, you'll be like, what happened to your life? Do you put your life on hold? Because your papa is president in a place, right? Well, of course you would have to, because the country is called Nigeria and it's in Africa, right? So yeah, nobody is going to praise you that you didn't come and join them to steal money or come and join them to oppress the others or push this impunity. Nobody go praise you. Say, you are so... No. Join them, destroy everything, scatter everything, okay? May everybody see how they will live with that. Either Sabati, sorry, you might be younger, you might get your PhD at 24. Your papa no be president, okay? So we will probably never know. And it is Nigeria. It's a place where anything goes. Do not feel sorry for those who are there to help themselves. There is nobody inside Tinubu's government that is not there to help himself or herself. Do you understand? Sabati should know. So may everybody just enjoy the impunity. They have 11 private jets, 11 presidential jets in Nigeria. Do you know that? Yes. 9 of them are proper aircraft. Okay? 4 of them, in fact, they have about 13 anyway. So 4 of them, they are choppers, helicopters. Do you understand? So Tinubu using one, his wife using one, Senate president using one, speaker using one, some of their children using maybe 2, like that. Now so they share them. So if Sheyi like, you can take one of the presidential jets and just fly to the Maldives. Now complain, now go complain. Just so you know, nobody gives a damn about how you feel as a typical Nigerian. So if they don't care how you feel, why do you care how they will feel if you decide to break everything up and save everyone's life? Why do you care? I mean, they are complaining about poverty, no food, no this, no that. Ukraine giving them food and all that. Baba, these rogues don't give a damn about you. They said they will build a new house for shitty man. Everybody reacted. No way. No. What is this? Guinea, you cannot do that. How can you spend 15 billion? Nigerians are poor. Nigerians, Where the wicked has continued the building. I hope you know that. They will soon finish them. But you know the ridiculous thing is that they are building a house for the vice president of Nigeria. And this construction is not being done by the supposed Nigerian engineers. For security reason, you will say, hey, why would you build the house for the vice president of a country and it's being built by the Arabs, being built by the Germans? You see the joke? The joke is on you. Americans who build the White House didn't build the White House with people who are not Americans. I want to believe that. Because where your president, the president of your country or the vice president of your country lives or sleeps or goes, there are some level of security, wherever that is attached to that. But Nigeria is a place where anything goes. They are more interested in the money they want to make from that white elephant project that doesn't add any value. Shitty man is not homeless. Fake Pastor Ruga, Ikene Shatabandu, Agbowoni Babaoja, who was Boko Haram's special advisor on burial arrangement, condolences visit, and trader money. Pastor Ruga, he wasn't homeless. He was living a luxury life. You know that? Before this shitty man came, they needed 15 billion naira house for him to be built by the Arabs. In Nigeria, the joke is on you. Take a look at Were Wike, who gives no shit about you or how you feel. They will build it, he said it. They will finish it because they've got the money. They've paid the contractors. They've spent over 10 billion. Just between December and March, December and the end of February, they have spent almost 10 billion on dismounted blocks. Take a look.
We already procured all our materials. aluminium, wooden doors, cabinet, hatchback. We also brought 2 generators for this site, which we have already installed also there. The tiling is ongoing. As you can see, the tiling for the water stops. Also swimming pool, we start preparation also by the back.
Bakamo, Mabona.
Three or four places. I want to know your impression of what you have seen on ground, especially the quality of work.
Well, I have to commend the various contractors, the Arab contractors, and the jealous beggar. The first site we went is what
Arab contractors and Julius Berger. I told you that in Nigeria, you have people who are graduates of civil engineering, smart guys, amazing guys. For some reason, they're just not good enough for the criminals running and ruining Nigeria. They always have their friends, the Arabs, their friends from, Shaguri. Where are those Shaguri brothers from again, by the way? Remind me. Where did the Shaguri comes from? The confidant for Tinubu. I hope you know that. The Shaguri, the same criminal Shaguri, our Shaguri brothers, money launderers, gun runners, the friends of Abacha, among those who help siphon your own your own commonwealth. Shaguri, that's the guy that is Tinubu's confidant. Where did they come from again? I'm going to go read that. Lebanon. Hamas. Shaguri, and Danko. They are the companies that are qualified to build this or build that. What happened to your own League of Nigerian Engineer? League of Nigerian this, League of that, because if they begin to invest in you and begin to ask you to really design your country, something that you can now begin to see your hands and say, this is our country, this is Nigerian made, this is Nigerian built, this is Nigerian design, and the rest of that. You have nothing. There is no originality. If there should be, it will be difficult to launder money, to steal money. You know that? Because they will need to pay you in naira, not dollars. Anyway, Sha, when they finish with all that bogus, overinflated contract is used to steal money, then they will go and use the money and begin to build estates in Abuja. And like Keke, they will build the estate, build different houses, then they will disappear. Empty houses everywhere, empty mansions everywhere, built with stolen money, blood money, drug money, all illegal money, in the name of trying to clean it. Go to Abuja now. You will see hundreds of thousands of unoccupied buildings, mansions, abandoned. Guess those who abandoned them? Your criminal politicians who probably will never want them to be seen as the owner, since they can't claim the ownership, so they just left them there to rot. Take a look at this one. Inside Abuja, somebody shared this.
Another part of Bua Estate. Allah is over. Another part of Bua Estate. Empty houses. Wow. Allah is over. Empty seat. Empty street. Okay. Subhanallah. Inside the heart of Abuja. Can you imagine? Nobody. Nobody is living in these houses. You can see the houses. Subhanallah. Allah is so good.
Spirit. See, I was telling my friends on TikTok that when we were growing up, when you see houses like that, they will tell us that now somebody built them, the person did money ritual. And the moment that person died, spirits have taken over his properties. That's why spirits are living inside those places. You would have seen some of these ghost estates. You probably have some of them in your state. You have seen some of them around. And you have heard stories. Abandoned estates, overgrown with weed. Nobody knows the owner. The only stories the locals are sharing is that maybe the owner was killed somewhere. Oh, the owner did money ritual. And after his money came, he's so rich. And that when he died, the spirit, his family. No. There's nothing like that. Most of those estates are abandoned properties by the criminals who looted your money. In their mind, I'm going to invest in real estate. I'm going to this or that. So at the end of the day, this is what greed did to some of them. If you go to airports in Nigeria, you will see abandoned aircrafts. Yes. Abandoned scraps everywhere. Who are the owners? Nobody is the owner. Because the owners are the politicians who had access to your money, like Wiki and Co. And they could own the world. These guys ridiculously, they steal money so ridiculously that you begin to say, what do you want they can do? You see, me, Mayegu, I do not need much to actually live my life, okay? Let's now say I need money to have my own house. Finally, maybe I have a house that is worth 1 million pounds. Why would I even need a house of 1 million pounds? But let's even say I have a house of 1 million pounds. Then why would I need 10 billion pounds of public money that I can steal to now do what? To buy more houses or cars or what? To own the world. Private this, private that. And at the end of the day, that is actually not me. The moment the free money stops, how am I going to maintain all those things? Would I have to sell them or abandon them? The criminals who steal your money lost nothing. It's your money. It's our money. And when they steal them and they get caught, they can do whatever they can do, fuck with it. And if you catch them and say, this whole money is going to go to waste, they have lost nothing. They steal so much money, and you ask, none of this money is actually really, instead of them investing this money in your economy, imagine somebody stealing so much, and they started a company that is as big as MTN in Nigeria. Or somebody stole the money, and they're able to build a power generating company that is generating over 20,000 megawatts of electricity, creating jobs, boosting your economy. But now stealing money, I not go today angry. I'll still be angry, by the way. I'm sorry. I don't give a damn, even if you use the money to build hospitals and give everybody free education, free healthcare. As long as you stole that money and then you use it to build something in your name, you are still a criminal. We go still kill you. But at least let them do something like that. You stole money. The money that is meant to build roads, renovate hospitals, build new ones, give children access to education, better and quality education at the young age, right? You stole the money. And then you take it outside Nigeria. You are not even adding anything to your country. The most you are adding to your country is what? You use the money to buy expensive automobiles from abroad. Expensive house decoration and all of that stuff. And all the stuffs that are really imported. You are not helping Nigeria. You are an enemy. And that is why when you see those who are looting your money, you should never, ever stand in any way defending them. The moment you realize that nobody then costs you, you should never stand in defense of the criminals who don't wish you well. They don't wish Nigeria well, of course. And when they see them, like I said, yeah, they do that. I've got something else I want to show you. Let me see if it's this one. It's a different one. Let's go to the next one. Here. This man, this video is not new. However, I want you to listen to it. This man is talking, is a church guy, okay? He's a pastor. So I want you to listen to the message. And if you don't like the messenger, I understand. I want you to listen to the message. Okay? And I will speak after that.
I pray God will give Asiwaju the courage to do it, because it will affect even himself. It will affect all the APC powers. It will affect all the MDs of banks. The MDs of banks are the destroyer of this system. The powerful, the high and the mighty. He is stepping on their toes. I pray God give him the grace to do it. The next thing he should do, tell him if you know him, is to restructure this country. Nigeria is a fraud. One particular tribe repressing the whole of us. Did you hear what Central Bank Governor wants to do? Just a department, the operation department of Central Bank, to be moved back to Lagos, where you have 99% of the headquarters of bank. The North is agitating. Don't take Abuja back to Lagos. They don't care. If you all become beggars, it's okay for their oligarchic mentality. I talk like no other pastor talk. I talk like no other pastor talk. Because I have seen into governance, I have seen into the church. And I know where the problem is in this country. Are you hearing me? They may not like what I'm saying, but they cannot dispute the truth. This country cannot go on like this. Okay, I was talking about those who migrated. I don't blame those that want to japa. You know, initially I was saying don't japa. Do you hear me say that again? Japa if you want to japa. Because you look at the country and say, what future? If it goes on like this, what future? If it goes on like this, civil war is imminent. If it goes on like this, military intervention is imminent. Do we want to go back to that? No. Something must happen. I have always believed that something must happen. Do you see the way we pray in this church? Make Nigeria one. We don't pray. Nigeria is not one, and it can never be one. We are different nations tied together by force. We should still be one country, but let everyone govern himself the way he likes. Are you hearing me? Let the Niger Delta have their oil. Let the East have their resources. Let the Yoruba people have their resources. Let the North have their resources. Let them manage their security. Give them state police. Let everybody guard his borders. Let everybody generate his economy. Why must you generate oil in the Niger Delta and take it to the North? Why must we generate IGR here, or the VATs, and take it to the North? That generate nothing. The 10 key northern states have Sharia. Sharia says no to alcohol. Sharia says no to tobacco. But alcohol and tobacco is what gives us VAT here. And you take the money from there to spend where you say you don't want, but you like the money. Fraud. 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 Unfairness. Injustice. Where did we sit down to make Nigeria 36 states? Where did we sit down? Nigeria was negotiated 3 regions. North, West, East. 1963, by plebiscite, Midwest came in. Where did we sit down and say we shall be 36 states plus Abuja, and the biggest one taken to the North? More local governments. Then we came with federal character. You are qualified, but from the tribe you came from, you can't be qualified. Now, you can't pass any law in that National Assembly without Northern approval. They are in larger quantity. Deliberately made so. So how do we go from there? I pray God will give us.
We're not going anywhere. We're not going anywhere, Pastor. We're not. You see why I had to show you that? Do you understand why I had to show you that video? You know, okay, I'll tell you. I had to show you that video because that is exactly what we want people who claim to be men of God to be honest and say to their congregation. Say it to them. Do not ask them to pray for one Nigeria, ever. Never ask them. You are a deceiver. You are a liar. You are part of the problem. You are an enabler. If you are a pastor or whatever you call yourself that continue to ask people to pray for one Nigeria, you are a fraud. If you go to your church and your pastor look at you in the eye, in the face and say, brethren, we need to pray for Nigeria. If you get stoned, stone that motherfucker in that face, in that your church, nothing is going to happen. In fact, God is going to be happy with you. I promise you, try it. Remove your shoes and throw it at his face. He is an enabler. He is part and parcel of the system put in place to brainwash you, condition you. So if a man faces his own congregation and tell them the truth, guys, I don't want to deceive you. I've done my bit. I've done my part. I have taught you how to pray. I have taught you how to be righteous. But here is the truth. Nigeria is the weapon fashioned against you. And I'm not going to be here to lie to you. Nigeria is not one. This is why, this is why, this is why. Teach your own congregation the truth. So that you don't become a fake pastor in front of them. A pure blasphemer. So when somebody turn you and say, hey, we need to pray for it, remove your shoes and throw it at his face. Record it and send me the video. I will get you a lawyer if you will need a lawyer. I'm serious. Yeah. If you need a lawyer for throwing your shoes at the face of that motherfucker that says, pray for Nigeria, throw it and call me. We will get you a lawyer. Okay? Because people like that who can tell their audience and say, listen, guys, this is the situation. Oh. You must make your church members politically conscious because politics started from the church. Yes, it started from the church. There is no politics in this world that is as strong as the politics of the church. You need to look into it. So you cannot be the one who practice real politics in your own, in your belief, and yet then you are hiding away from the truth. You're hiding your audience, your congregation, your followers from knowing the truth, and you are telling them to pray for something that is not real. That's why I have to show you that video. I love that. Say it to them. Tell them the truth. You know, go die. But if you do chop from them, it will be difficult, I know. It will be difficult. That man told these people and he said, listen, before Nigeria got regional system of government and the rest of that, right? And independence, right? It was all through negotiation, of course. When they wanted to create the the Midwest, after the northern region, western region, eastern region, and the people of the Midwest, they said they don't want to be north, they don't want to be east, and they are not west. Give us Midwest region. A plebiscite was conducted within those space. Plebiscite is when people decide if they want to be independent on their own. It was conducted. And the Midwest region was created, making it 4 regions from the 3 regions that got independence from Nigeria. Remember, Midwestern region, 4 regions that got independence there. But there was never a time that we sat together and said we decided to have 36 states of Nigeria. Do you know? Do you have any record where a plebiscite was conducted, a referendum was conducted that, they should change it from regional whatever to 36 states and capitals? We never sat. Just same way we never sat to discuss. Sorry, 1 second. My eyes just caught one weary on TikTok. Okay, so when you see the typical Nigerians, brainwashed, dead brain Nigerians, they will tell you, when you tell them, break it up and save lives now. Break it up and save lives now. We have nothing in common. If I see any Abdullahi Abdul Karim coming on my program to tell me that I don't know what I am talking about Nigeria, or get rid of you. I don't know you. You don't understand that I'm not supposed to hate, or I'm not hating you. What happened is that I have come to realize that from that same northern Nigeria, there are those of you who were raised to believe that people like me, who is a southerner, a non-Muslim, is an infidel. But if you want to use your takia, you olori bukumashan fanis. When you want to use your takia, you will say, I am one Nigeria. We are one country. Stop dividing us. Abulori Brukunia, who united us? Now, who united Yoruba and Hausa and Fulani? Who united Igbo, Yoruba, and Fulani and Hausa together that said we are one? One. Me and you, one. When it is one Nigeria. But when it comes to you doing bismillah, cutting my throat, beheading me in the name of your Allah, you won't remember that I am also one Nigeria. Listen to me, I just know that if nobody say them force us together, waiting won't concern me with Sikiru Abdullahi or whatever from Niger. It be like somebody from Chad right now. They tell me, they try to kind of, slug with me. I'll be like, Abulori Brukuni. I know anybody from Chad, They tell you, say, my descendants came from Sahel, and what I'm saying is that for us to not always have this disagreement, can you please remember that we are not one? We will never be one. We know that. I'm an infidel to the terrorists from the Sahel that I'm sharing country with. So the terrorists from the Sahel see me as an infidel. But when it is convenient, I am a Nigerian. We are one Nigeria. But when it is their turn to kind of behead me, then I'm an infidel. We are not one. Let's be honest with ourselves. There's no point in becoming a unity beggar. Don't beg me to be united with you. I don't want to be with you. If I have my choice, if I have my option right now, I will sever any relationship with the northern part of Nigeria. Totally. We don't have anything in common. I do not hate you if you are a northerner. Don't get me wrong. You deserve to enjoy your identity. I've got my own identity. Nigeria is not my identity. And millions like me who doesn't believe in Nigeria anymore. Okay? And the reason why we do is because we know that what we are dealing with right now is called a clash of civilization. You are happy to kill somebody for your God. Where I come from, we don't kill people because of religion. Ever. If you like, you can tear the Quran. You can burn it. That's your problem. A Yoruba man will not get so mad and kill you because of religion. Ever. Do you see the difference? But to you, the person will burn the Quran and provoke you, so you go kill. We don't have anything in common. How is that difficult? And it's obvious as well that the only thing that unites us is this contraption and the poverty associated with it. If we all have a chance to sit down and actually talk, I do not want to see you in my country as the same citizen, never. Because people who believe that somebody who believes that they can kill somebody for their God, I do not want to exist in the same space with them. And to those of you that call yourself moderate this, moderate that, to hell with you and your moderacy. When I see terror and the terrorist enabler, what I do is that I want to run away from them as far as possible, but I will not leave my land for them. Do you see the difference? So don't get it twisted. There is no one Nigeria. Stop lying to people. Stop deceiving the people. There is no one Nigeria. There will never be one Nigeria. There will never be one. Because we do not have anything in common. But whether you believe me or you don't believe me, we both know the time will tell. Because those who keep this Nigeria together for themselves, they are expiring. And more people are beginning to be aware of this unfortunate contraption that we have all been trapped in. A lot of people have been aware. So that's why I love that what that man was saying. Let everybody control their own part. Stay day your day. They swear for you. You go. I mean, they go tell you, say, they call a place Yoruba region. You can't they say, you say one Nigeria, they bring car. People like us will raise money, will raise army, indeed, to exterminate all those Fulani terrorists and their enablers in Yoruba land in due time. Do you understand? Do not in your life think anybody on this platform is for your one Nigeria, the fraud, the lie. Let everybody continue to live on that borrowed time for now. And then when the shove come to push, I've been a push come to shove, right? Like this, we will move.
Kazeem Hussein, olú ti sú wa, eku òkè bí eku mọ́, ẹyẹ òkè bí ẹyẹ mọ́, gàrí là ń mu sá èmi àtàwọn abí mi àlè jẹ ráìsì mọ́, ẹ̀wà náà ti wọ́n, gàrí ọ̀gá ti di 1-2. Ó ti sú mi, orílẹ̀-èdè ti sú mi, báyìí kọ́ ni wọ́n bá tẹ́lẹ̀, gbogbo àwọn tí wọ́n ní ọ̀la yìí ẹ̀kọ́ ọ̀fẹ́ ni wọ́n ká o, ẹ̀kọ́ Awólọ́wọ̀ wọn ká àlè rán mọ́ sùkúù mọ́, ayé yín ò dáa, ó ti sú wa o, wọ́n bá wá nǹkan sí i àti polítì, ẹ rí i pé orí mi gan ti pa, ó ti sú wa o, orílẹ̀-èdè wọn bá wá nǹkan ṣe sí o, ráìsì ti gàrí ti 1-2, mo tún gbọ́ pé ráìsì ti di 80,000 àpò, wọ́n bá wá nǹkan ṣe sí i, tá a bá tún wá bẹ́ẹ̀ rẹ̀ pọ̀ báyìí epo 580. Sorry, 680, 700 là ń rà, kí ló dé kí la ṣe? Àwa akórópè gbogbo ẹ̀pọ̀n ní òmò gbóná lálẹ́ tá a mọ̀ fọmi wẹ́ẹ̀tì ẹ̀ pẹ́pẹ́ kan òmò lànà àní rí kankan epo náà ní ń gbà lọ owó skul fees àmọ́ mi ò rí san báyìí.
In the time of poverty like this, the economic principle of Yusuf is what everybody should apply in his own lives. Eat little, save more. You don't know what is happening. Kese la ń rí lọ́wọ́, àmọ́ kàsàkàsà tí ń bọ̀ o. A dollar was just 800 naira or thereabout a couple of months ago. Now a dollar is over 1,000 naira. How much will it go? Nobody knows. Torí tó ń ṣe falafolo. Ọgbà salary ìkìláwà. Ìgbéraga week. Ọ̀gbéra rẹ̀ sánlẹ̀ láìpẹ́. Eat little and save more. Ayé tá ń jẹ chicken kọ́ la wà yìí mọ́. Ayé shawarma kọ́ mọ́. Ayé ice cream kọ́. Mú gààrí. Jẹ pọ̀nmọ́. Gbàgbé táwọn doctors sọ pé kò ní nutritional value. Kí ló fẹ́ nutritional value pẹ̀lú kíní? Jẹ pọ̀nmọ́. Mú gààrí. Orí ẹja. Wàlá.
Ìgboro rẹ́rìn. So our people will get to that stage that, you see the way I'm feeling now, okay, about Nigeria, that if we have a chance now, can we just discuss this and get the hell out of this contraption? You can sit down there and tell me I'm a dreamer. But do you know that dreamers are rulers? Dreamers are rulers. I have a dream. I have a dream that the Nigeria you see today, you shall see no more. We shall see no more. I have a dream. I have a dream where the true sons and daughters of Yoruba land are holding on to their own ancestral land with so much faith and courage, defending her, and then unearthing the prosperity, the prosperity under the ground, under the land that is that of their own ancestors, our ancestors. I have a dream. I have that dream that the criminals, the weaklings in Yoruba land today who are enabling the incursion, the invasion, the desecration, the destruction, the destabilization, the backwardness of this Yoruba land, in the last 63 years of being part of this contraption, I have a dream. They will be gone. Not just them, including their descendants. They will be gone. Those you see today, the weaklings, those who sold the Yoruba people, sold the Yoruba land, gave us this bad deal in this contraption. You shall see them no more. They seem powerful today. They seem so powerful and untouchable. I promise you, the table will turn. I have a dream. They will be history. Those of them you know today, they will be gone. And they will be gone forever in our own history like they never existed. I have a dream. I have a dream that you and I are going to walk gloriously on the land bequeathed to us by our own ancestors. That indeed, Nigeria is doing everything to take away from us as well, right? I have a dream. I have a dream. A dream that the identity the language. Oh dear. The history that makes us Yorubas. I have a dream. I have a dream. Ma put it that way. I do have a dream that those you see today telling you that it will be in your dream that Yoruba nation will come. Or those who told you or are telling you over their dead bodies, would the Yoruba nation come? I have a dream. They will be dead when the glory of the Yoruba land and the Yoruba nation will shine. I have a dream. So if you think I'm just a dreamer, go and read about dreamers. Dreamers are rulers. I am a dreamer, and I am not alone. Do you understand? I am not alone. I am just this one voice with millions of same voice behind, like combined. You do not want to find out, but I'll beg you to try. There are young people whose future, whose destiny are being mortgaged. They must know. If you are going to be in a future that you are going to feature in, then you must be part and parcel of those who are drafting that future. If you are not involved in the future that you want to feature in, it is a fraud. As young people, you must know. You have to know. Because the world and the supposed those who are in the know continue to keep things away from you and waiting for you to find out yourselves. But most of the time you find out too late. Mostly too late. But with Mayegun, you will know and you will never feign ignorance. You won't pretend that you didn't know. You won't act like you didn't know. You will not live in denial with Mayegun. So yes, I am a dreamer. Call me Joseph the dreamer, Joseph Alala. I have a dream. The Nigeria you see today, you shall see no more soon. Just one single tribe, they say, look at my people and what their life is almost every day. In Yoruba land.
Now, nígbà tá ní aago kan àbọ̀ la bá wọn màálù inú oko àti inú abà àti inú oko lẹ́sẹ̀ títì láti lé wọn wá bí báyìí nísìn. Kí la go sọ báyìí nísìn ẹ bá ń wago. This around after 2:21. Òru ni lánàá wọ́n wá sóko gbogbo kó wọ́n bàjẹ́ tán. Wọ́n tún jí wá lónìí. Àwa ń ṣọ́ wọn. À ń ṣọ́ wọn. Nígbà tá a gbọ́ mú màálù bó ṣe kófìrí wa ló sá.
Bilingual. Yeah.
Now, we met our car. The cows came to our farm by 1:30 a.m. in the midnight, and we pursued them from our farm till we get to their residence. These are the cows. And these are the owner of the cows. We've alerted them, and they are all here. So we are not going to take it easy with them. If you guys not take it, we cause a big problem for them. We be borrowing money, millions of naira. One more, they'll be devouring it in the night. In the afternoon, we don't have any rest.
So our people can't sleep in the afternoon, they can sleep at night. It's all complaints and complaints. They do their best to try and ward off these rogues and these terrorists. But they can only do barely minimum. Okay? Because Nigerian government continue to disarm them. And you look on, Yoruba look on. You will think Yoruba will have a special sort of a treatment like sending some military into our forest. Okay, to help us chase all those terrorists away. So that we can begin to tell people and say, Buhari did that one for you. See what Tinubu is doing now. He just brought in soldiers. They don't chase away all the terrorists. We can see all of them. They have arrested some, killed some. Yoruba land is safe now. Just so you know that every time I tell you that these rogues, these criminals, they do not have any tribal loyalty, ethnic loyalty, or religious commitment. They do not have religion. They do not have tribe. They do not have ethnic. But they will continue to make you think because they come from your tribe or your ethnic, or they share the same religion with you. Maybe they love you, or they will care for you, or they won't be bad to you. How naive can one be? But do you remember I'll continue to tell you, right, that your criminal leaders have no religion. You might see them as Alaji Alaja, Deacon Dickness, Pastor Pastress. They do not believe in any religion. They do not have any ethnic loyalty. You see them as Yorubas, Igbos, Hausas, Fulanis, and the rest of that. But they don't have any loyalty to any of those ethnic nationalities. They are just their meal tickets. When you see a Yoruba politician, you think he's there for Yoruba. How naive can you be? How ignorant can you be? He's not there. Being a Yoruba man, sharing this whole thing together, being a Yoruba man or a Yoruba woman is just their meal ticket. They do not have any loyalty, patriotism to anybody. Not to Yoruba, not to Hausa, not to Igbo, not to anybody. Because if these guys have loyalty, Abba, for 24 years, now Yorubas, they rule Yoruba land. All the governors in Yoruba land in the last 24 years, they have all been Yorubas. Deputy governors, Yorubas. State House of Assembly members, Yorubas. House of Assembly, National Assembly members from Yoruba land, they have been Yorubas. And yet, we are not better off than anyone. Those who have been ruling and controlling the northern part of Nigeria, they have been people from that part too. Yes, they have been. But when you see the poverty everywhere, when you see the insecurity everywhere, you ask, hey, where are your leaders? What are they doing? When you go into the police, you will see Yoruba, Hausa, Igbo there. When you go into the military, you will see Yoruba, Hausa, Igbo, and all of them, everybody there. When you look at everywhere where this insecurity are, you start asking yourself, if you are a soldier and you read it in the news that they have killed everybody in your village, Fulani terrorists, why they were killing everybody in your village? You are somewhere protecting the criminal politicians and your village is gone. How do you normally feel? How do you think the politicians themselves feel when they have underdevelopment in their areas and their people are living in abject poverty? What do you think they feel like? I mean, I won't be happy if I see my people suffering. Now, if I have an opportunity to impact on their lives, right, I will use that with all the blood in me. That is me. But I'm not a Nigerian politician. So if I become a Nigerian politician, they will teach me to ignore all of that. Forget all about that. People will be fine. Leave them alone. Don't waste your time. Is that not what they will tell me? Because where they are taking decisions on whether you should have electricity or you should have good road or security, you should have jobs or better economy. When you see where they are having all this conversation, you will see everyone from every part of Nigeria there making that decision. They do not have any loyalty to you. That somebody is a Yoruba or Igbo or Hausa or Fulani inside that contraption government, they do not speak for you. They are only using you or using your tribe or ethnic or religion as a meal ticket. So that when they say, oh yeah, how many Christians are here? How many Muslims in this committee? They say, we have 14 Christians and we have 8 Muslims. No, we need more Muslims to balance up. We cannot have more Christians. So now go and bring more Muslims. They will now say, okay, are you a Muslim? Yeah, I'm a Muslim. Alajeda, yeah, join them. Alajeda, yeah, join them. Yeah, join them. They say, yeah, you too, join them. Because you are a Muslim, we want to balance it up. So what they will do will have nothing to do with that religion or their faith or anything. That's how Nigeria runs. That's how Nigeria operates. So if you sit down somewhere and say, I am fighting for Yoruba, that is why Tinubu, I cannot stand and let anybody talk about Tinubu anyhow. I know a lot of people, because of Tinubu, they are hating Yoruba now. Or Daniel, Baba ode gidinie. Ode. To for ifun. To what to mu. If Tinubu doesn't give a damn about Yoruba, he's only using that as his meal ticket. Yorubas can starve and die and get kidnapped or killed in the farm. That's your business. There's no special treatment. There's nothing. They'll tell you to pray. I'll tell you never to say it that way. Don't say that because everybody, you know that, we Yoruba now, our own day pass. It's a Yoruba man. Even if Nigeria is burning, even if Nigeria is dying or destroying, it's a Yoruba man. We are supposed to stand behind him, even when you are dying. When you can't stand, you still have to stand behind them. That's stupidity or to like raised to power 2. Foolishness. Square root foolishness. Because bad government, corrupt government is like a stray bullet. You know they discriminate. Very democratic. Bad governance is like a stray bullet. No, need straight, stray. You know, you've heard about stray dog, Gabi? Stray dog. Dogs will just run out or run away and the owner can't find it. Right? Stray dogs. Stray bullet be like bullet where they shoot. And it just keep going like that, like that, like that, like that, and where you are just there thinking about what are the children going to eat tonight in front of your house. Thinking. Gone. That is what bad governance is. It will hit you in the health sector. It will hit your own finance, income. It will hit your business. Stray bullets, bad governance. It will hit you through the justice or injustice system. And just like that, you are a victim or a waiting victim. That's what the bad governance is all about. It doesn't peak. Like it's coming now. Stray bullets. It's coming. Pure. Oh, APC. It's APC. No. Bad governance it's not, it's like a stray bullet. It won't avoid you. It will hit you, enter you. If you are empty like APC, it will enter you, come outside there, go hit another person again. One blow, 7 die. So bad governance breeds corruption. Corruption breeds poverty. Poverty breeds crime. Crime breeds death. Death breeds end. And that's exactly the trajectory of Nigeria as we speak. I'll quickly say this before we before we get to the part of taking calls tonight. And it has to do with the obedience. Have you been following what is going on in Edo State? I have something to say to you. But before I get to that, I'll show you something. And this was something that just got released now, okay? So it's another leaked memo. Another leaked memo of Omo Betta Edu, the humanitarian and then poverty disaster minister that was suspended for mismanaging over 7 billion naira. 7 billion naira. From all of this money, the last one that she wrote a memo to the Accountant General of the Federation that the Accountant General should please help her pay a vendor who is doing a consultancy job for Betta Edu. $586 million, naira, was what Betta Edu asked the Accountant General to pay a lady and into our private bank account. And this money was to be used in verifying the poverty register. Now, poverty register in Nigeria is the register where the poorest and the poorest Nigerians were listed or documented. So whenever they want to give them money, the audio money, they always revert to that register. Now, you see that register, which happened to be non-existent, it doesn't exist. How did I know that? It was Tinubu's government that said all of the money being shared by Shadia under Bukwari, they were audio money. That Shadia gave them a register called the Poor Register, Poor People's Register. It don't even make sense, right? How could you share 500 billion naira by hand? Which level of comatose madness with this? I beg Bamike. You shared 500 billion naira to 11 million households, 70 million Nigerians, they said. By hand, okay, they will need to put up a new register. That was where Better Edu started issuing money. 3.7 billion naira was given out to consultants to go and verify the poor people's register in Akwa Ibom, poor people's register in Anambra, poor people's register in Akwa Ibom, Calabar, Uyo, Anambra, Akwa Ibom, Uyo. I cannot put Calabar, you know. Cross River, Calabar. So Cross River, Akwa Ibom, Ekiti, Anambra, Abia, and River State. They said those places, they consulted some private APC people, Better Edu, and gave them over 3.7 billion naira for consultancy. The poor people no fit afford Gario, but people who won't check if they are poor or they are not poor, they have already been paid over 3.7 billion. One of them is that of Interior Minister Olubunmi Ojo, whose wife collected in total 560 million naira from Better Edu for consultancy. Consultancy to consult if the poor people in Ekiti are poor. So that caused Better Edu suspension. So they suspended her. Now, suspending Better Edu, they said they were investigating. Baba, investigation lost in Shiloh. Ashe omo better iya were go. You see, there's something they do in the ministries in Nigeria, okay? Every time they give their budget like that and say, okay, budget, so we want to shake any call, we will spend so amount of money. So at the end of the year, they have to close all of that financial book. So for example, let's say your ministry now, in 2023, you said you would take 400 billion in your budget. At the end of the day, they gave you 300 billion. And somehow, after spending, you still have money left. You are required to return the money to the TSA, Treasury Single Account, to return the money back to the Federation account before the following year. So that when they issue new budget, when they release new money, you can begin to account for that. They said that's their practice. But you know what? That's what they told the people. But traditionally in Nigeria, at the end of the year like that, before the end of the year, to avoid returning the money back to the national cover, what they do is that the minister and the people in the ministry and all the civil servants, all these, what's they call them, permanent secretaries, all those oga for ministry, those ones who know amount of money that is left in their ministry, they will now share the money. So all they have to do is just raise a memo, okay? Let's say they have 20 billion left. They can raise a memo on something, or a trip or something to take 10 billion, and they will share the 10 billion or take 15 billion. In most cases, they will take the entire 20 billion because they believe that they have to spend the money. Since they haven't spent the money, they will share it among themselves. That's the usual. Someone better was asking them that instead of returning the money back to the treasury account, right, to the national purse, okay, she was asking the accountant general that if it's possible for them to warehouse the money, maybe they go put the money somewhere. There's no point in returning the money. The money belongs to the humanitarian. This is the letter. He did this. Look at this. We are hosting of us unspent balance fund from the Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Alleviation, NSIP, account for year 2023 financial year. Omo beta ma digon omo yi kala gan sha. Jesu Christi Oluwa wa. And I like her. Oh no, I don't like her. Don't let me lie to you. I don't like her. I'd never like that. She's APC. And anything APC. Misa mi satani. Misa mi satani. You know what I mean? Misa mi satani. Yolong ya issue. Anything APC, Egbekegbe is a poison chalice. You put your mouth, you die. I'd never like that. I lied it. I never liked her. But that's just that. So, eventually, they don't leak the memo again. Oh. You know, saying leaking memo. Now it costs a better do a job, Abi. The job that she went to Shiloh, that God gave to her from Shiloh. Only for leaked memo. Leaked memo of Beta Edu. Now it cost her a job. But she still no day there again. They see the leak memo. God will bless all the leakers. If you are one of those leakers, wherever you are, I say the universe bless you. And if you are one of the criminals too, after the universe bless you for leaking the memo, Ogungo can't kill you. Here you get now. So all of them go collect what you deserve here. Those one we know and those one we don't know. Ogun go kill you like that. So let's leave that aside. Have you seen the wahala going on in Edo State? I want to quickly, share some things with you in case if you have come across this. All right. Obidients at the time was like the offshoot of the young people and old that sort of believes indeed that they could save Nigeria by following Peter Obi, the man that they believe that the character, the 3 C's. He has the character, he has the what's that in other consistency, beginning meta, 3 C's, I don't remember. They use that all the time. Anyway, Sha. So all the young people and the old that listen to him, who chose that they will not collect shishi. We know they give shishi. And the rest of that. So at the end of the day, the obedience attracted all kinds of typical Nigerians. People tell me, Mayegun, we need to work on a global to bring people together so that we can all work together and make sure that we free ourselves with that's really nice that people should come together, forget their differences, team up, bond together, build a massive movement that cannot be defeated by these rotten establishments. Sounds good. But from my own experience, you have to be very careful when you are dealing with Nigerians. Generally, you have to be very careful, especially when you are dealing with the criminal government or the criminal establishment in Nigeria. You have to be very careful because most of those who are shouting, we no go gree, oh, we no go gree. Lie, never. We no go gree. We no go gree, oh, we no go gree. Those who are singing, we no go gree with you. Maybe all of them actually no go gree, oh. Some of them, they are the rejects from the caucus of the coven. You see all these, your criminal leaders that you have everywhere, the way they operate, is that the establishment runs deep, just like a deep state. It is the battle for survival. If you join them in APC, You must be willing and ready to be one of the most brutal criminal before you can be recognized. If you do not have that brutality in you enough, you will be outshined. And when you are outshined, right, you are a reject. They have them in PDP. They have them in APC. Most of those who are the rejects of these covens, they found themselves in obedient movement. And they used that to build profiles that everyone just believes that the more you are, the moment you are an obedient, definitely you are somebody when they collect shishi. You are somebody who is upright. You are somebody who is this. You are somebody who sees Peter Obi as a role model. You shouldn't have any stain on your own shirt. It was more or less like an unwritten code. I am obedient to. You're obedient. My obedient brother. I'm obedient to. I am obedient to everybody. My obedient. At the end of the day, the reject from PDP, reject from APC, they build political profile on that same obedience movement. We saw some of them. And that is why immediately after the charade election that a lot of you wasted your energy, your resources, and everything on, these rejects have built new political profiles. They can't go to PDP, they can't go to APC without all of you withdrawing that political goodwill that you have given to them. But they can't continue to ignore APC, continue to ignore PDP. How do you think they will survive? They were rejects, remember? Now they are within the group where all of them be like Lozami. Too many. And because you are too many, those who have power, who think they do have power, they have money, they have all the resources, they are so afraid of you. Because they said the obedience is decentralized, because you can't really pinpoint anybody and you cannot bribe them. But you did not know that you can be bribed. Because every one of them who called you, every one of you who call yourself obedient, you do not have a clue of others who are wolves in their sheep's clothing. They are made of PDP. They are young people who are waiting for their turn. These are the descendants of Turn by Turn Nigeria Limited. You were all shouting obedient, 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 obedient until the Edo election came. Here, look at this. Competence, character, and what? Competence, character, and all that. So Edo State, the obedient will tell you, Labour Party from top to bottom. Well, they needed to build their own political capital. The obedients who are not Labour Party members, I think I've told you that before. 90% of those who are obedient, they are not members of Labour Party. And that is why the only thing that concerns them is Obi. The only thing you can touch that you can actually have them all out on you is when you touch Obi. But anyone else, they will not stand and defend what they don't know, right? But what happened when those who have built political capital out of your own movement decided to throw you under the bus because they are leopards who never really shed their spots? They are PDP. That will never change. They are the descendants of people destroying people. APC, Egbekegbe. But you were all shouting obedient together at the time until Edo election came. So let me show you what happened. In Edo State, they said their election is coming up, I think around November, I believe. When is your election in Edo? The man on the left is Asue Ighodalo. Asue Ighodalo is Obaseki's anointed candidate. So Ighodalo decided to meet with the obedience. And when I say meet the obedient, we are talking about the obedient in Edo State. Some of these jobless miscreants who also built political capital through your movement, some of them are from Edo State too. So people didn't know that when they were waiting for their candidate of a Labour Party to be announced, most of these boys, they have already abandoned the guy because the guy won't pay them well. Imagine somebody in in obedient movement asking their fellow Labour Party members or candidates that if you want me to speak to the obedient about you, you will need to be paying me 500,000 every month. While other obedients are waiting to receive the order on how they were going to rally around their man. These jobless cretins, opportunists, chancers, scroungers, pickpockets, lazy, jobless, unemployable miscreants, political jobbers, hiding under your movement. Because all of them think say will not be the same thing. That's why I know they do online friend this, you know. We need to team what is a legend team together. Team together about Nigeria. That way you the mad, Abby. That one by me share, Abby. I have burnt my own fingers few times too. Thinking I have things in common with people who profess the same thing. My ego is true. That's what we are going to do. My ego, we have to. Majority of them are just using you to gain the attention of those who rejected them. PDP, APC. You have some of them still in your own ranks, shouting obedient, obedient, obedient. They are shouting that today because they have not been acknowledged or recognized by the same PDP and APC. Once they get that recognition, once they are no longer the rejects, they will come at you like you've never really been together before. So that's what's happening in Edo. So what did they do? Akpata is their candidate in Labour Party. The guy in the middle is their candidate in APC. The guy on the left is their candidate in PDP, which is Asue Igodalo, a banker that is the anointed candidate of Obaseki. Now, you see, Asue now approached the supposed obedient guys and told them he is also obedient, that he will continue from where Obaseki stops. And the supposed obedient in Edo, instead of them to just collect what they call their gig, I don't know, say, you saw this social media miscreants, right? Political jobbers, you call them. They call something gig in Nigeria. Gig. You see me now, Mayegu, as I'm seated here now. If I want to talk about any one of them, they will have to give me a gig. I have to give them price. So now, meanwhile, behind the scene, while the obedient were waiting for Labour Party to say, this is your candidate, too, there were already allegations of bribery of delegates. Edo Labour Party delegates were said to have been given $1,000 bribe each, so that they will vote for Akpata. $1,000. There is no evidence of that, by the way. And guess where people heard that from? They heard that from the supposed obedience. Some of the obedient leaders, or what they call themselves in Edo. One of the prominent key figure of obedience in Edo decided to start raising this mudslinging, and the rest of that. Why? Why the rest of obedience were shouting, we know they give shishi, we know they collect shishi. These guys, they were already in the ass of PDP. And according to them, yes, we supported Obi, but this is Edo. Edo politics is different. Edo politics is kineko. The same PDP that destroyed the same Edo State, first APC, then PDP. Obaseki, the failure, suddenly doesn't really matter anymore. And they said this guy was asking that if you want me to host space for you, you know what they do on that Twitter, where everybody is just like talking out. Everybody is talking. Everybody will talk for hours over nothing. Right? I didn't know that they were actually paying them. You Obidient. Say, Obidient, we're having a space at 4 p.m. Obidient space. I cannot miss it. I cannot miss Obidient meeting. No. Now, they are using you to cash out. They are collecting money from PDP. And this guy, when these guys were caught, they just went on to like like a madness mode, They started attacking everybody. They didn't say they didn't collect money from PDP. They said they are collecting money from PDP for equity, justice, and then progress. You know why I'm laughing, right? I'm laughing because a lot of you are still living in denial of what Nigeria is. You cannot save Nigeria. Obi cannot save Nigeria. Obi cannot save anybody there. Obi can only save Obi. I am serious. Because you see some of those young people who are kind of saying, majority of them are PDP, APC rejects. And the moment the opportunity presents itself, all it will take is just some money. Okay? And they will be gone. So because of PDP money, the people who are supposed, the supposed obedient benefactor decided to begin to, you too, you collected money. Oh, they have used your money. All the money you raised for Labour Party, they have used your money to buy houses in Abuja. They are using your money to buy cars. Ogbeni, you collected money from PDP and you decided to start attacking your own people. Abba, how much is that money? They said now $4,000. So they gave this guy $4,000. And Obaseki overnight became the best thing that ever happened. Asue Igalo of PDP became the best thing ever. The politics of Edo now became equity, justice, and blah, blah, blah nonsense. The guy didn't want to go down alone. He started mudslinging everywhere. And the only lesson we I learned from that be say, I'm not saying you obedient. You don't trust yourself, because that's not mine to say. But what I am saying is this: as you are trying or believing that some people along with you, they are working to make a better Nigeria, and you innocently, because you also want a better Nigeria, innocently, you are shouting with them, yes, we will never agree. Thank you. Let everybody know this. Young people will never, Baba, all those young people, some of them are using you to get the attention from the same people you are fighting or you think you are fighting. I have been there. If you ask me, then what should we do? The best thing you should do, if you have any fight in you, fight. If you are Igbo, fight for the emergence of Biafra. If you are Yoruba, fight for the emergence of Yoruba nation. If you are from the middle belt part of this country, fight for your own Kwararafa Republic. If you are from the Arewa land, do not use your energy to save Nigeria. Nigeria cannot be saved. Everyone telling you they want to save Nigeria, most of them are chancers. They are using you. When they have their shot, they will dump you. I have been there. Do not involved in any agenda, any advocacy that says, let's save Nigeria. You will regret. They will use you. They will use you. But you don't have to believe me. experience, they say, is the best teacher. You will learn. Hope it is not going to be in the hard way. People have no shame. A country that is the poverty capital of the world means over 70% of the population lives in abject, multi-dimensional poverty. Hiding it on social media won't change it. A lot of you have become so poor, so desperate that anything that comes to bribery or shortchanging others, you will call it opportunity. Do not risk your life involving it with people that will sell you off for a morsel of demo. I have seen that happen many times, and I promise you, it will never stop happening. Nigeria is fake. Everything around it is fake. And I promise you, if you pretend that you don't know that, or you ignore it, you will learn. But I do pray it's not going to be in the hard way. Right? So the obedience. Life is a teacher. The more you live, the more you learn. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. Right? I was going to share this with you to show to you the Ezibida. And that is Bayo Onofunuga. Long throats. A beggarly man, useless old man, in his 60s, a bigotry infested animal. Bayo Onofunuga, over 60 years old man, a fake news merchant, ass licker, crumb eater, crumb chaser. An all-riser to Tifnumbu, of course, rose yesterday to announce something that is purely fake. Then he came back and said, oh, no, they haven't decided yet. It's fake news. That is an act of mental problem. There are millions of you, Abobakus, Agbadorians, bad idiots, bad stars, Buhari Danes, Buhari Dideris, Buhari Denotus, Buhari Dijatus, the Buhari Shukus, the Ungoziaris, the Unekaharis, the obedient, the sophisticated morons, the ombud slaves, your uncles and aunties abroad, the Abrodian bastard, the Abrodian Buhari idiot, the Mumumadus, the Bele lecturers, the Mumu lecturers, and the rest of them. Trust me, it is an act of mental problem. I promise you. Trying to what? Special advisor to press idiot on media or whatever. Here they published the fake news that the UAE and Nigeria had lifted the ban on the visa, only for the madman to come back again and say, oh, no. The news is not yet. Somebody with the run mad inside the single place. People who are supposed to be in an asylum, in psychiatric homes. They are those who are sitting together. They say, we are brainwashing, we are brainstorming on how to fix Nigeria. And then you have what? Look at what you have. Mad people everywhere. Trust me. Just like your power minister, the one that has no power. Now you see that peculiar mess in Papa. This guy Papa from history. In Papa back and back. What do you call it? That's a peculiar mess. Peculiar mess. So Benkele Messi. The guy is waiting to be governor for your state, okay? And Adelabu, who is now the minister of darkness in Nigeria, is now asking and blaming, so he's actually blaming the discos, the electricity distribution companies in Nigeria, which he blamed for the epileptic power supply in Nigeria, and is now threatening to revoke their licenses. This guy already told you, you won't get electricity in Nigeria until 2026. I think it's going to be 2062. Turn it around. You will never get electricity in that contraption. Trust me. As long as these rogues are in charge, break it up. Save lives is an appeal. It's not a threat. For those who have the chance today, those of you who listen to me today, those of you who are going to see this video, the round of the summary of all of this is that All of this that you have heard today will continue to happen. Even worse, if you don't break this shit all up, please break it off and save lives. Anyway, thank you very much. I kind of put myself in front of that camera and I don't know how I kind of look on your screen. Maybe I'm somebody who is just like, want to enter you as if to say, you know, they hear me well. The microphone is so loud, you should hear everything I say, even if I don't come that close. But yeah, serious, so I have to come closer and say it to you. I am going to take calls, okay? But I'm going to go make myself another fresh cup of tea. That may take me about 2-3 minutes because I have to work the all. When I get back, I will take calls. So to those of you who are still here with me, remember, you can like this video, even if you have to leave now, okay? Subscribe to my channel as well. I am a storyteller. I talk, but my stories always have a very meaningful ending all through. If you enjoyed it tonight, right? Pick up your phone and call in and be part of the chat later this evening. We have another hour to go. I will be back. Don't go anywhere. Say Mugusuwe. I have a caller. I'm sorry that it took me a while, okay? I had to walk the hall and come back and get my tea. Sorry, right? I have a caller on the line, and that would be the Prince. It's JJ Man. How are you tonight, Baba?
Baba, I'm always fine, though. Are you?
I am very well, too. The Prince.
Yes, Baba. You get mad, Baba.
Thank you.
Thank you for the Tucano mic.
Well, it's already delivered, Baba. Go on,
It's really the hammer.
Thank you.
Yes, Baba, this is Prince Jejama representing IBOB for life. Baba, where I want to start with, I don't know where I go start with, but I go start anyhow. You see this,
I know.
you see this Jagabandit. You know, say when you start this program, you say you cannot shame the shameless.
No, you can't.
You see what is going on. You know, we are people in Nigeria. We are crying about Buhari, their nepotism. You know, this one, you can see that even the family is like, I don't know if it's family business. You will see here lodger, here you will hear Baba lodger here, here Pekin, 1 and 2.
And now,
you know,
the first son, the
and
second son,
you see, the second
the
son,
first daughter of the Federal Republic. Now, so
my
you
ego, my ego, Nigeria don't enter honestly, Nigeria don't enter. Only God know how the way when Nigeria go take come out of this one. This I go die government. Only government, only God know the way when they will take come out. You know, say what thing that happen. We say that's in Pekin. This in Pekin's where you see where they are line up with in daughters. Now to sample them so that they go get what do they call themselves? See more and more to add to their CV. Where you know say before they know nowhere where nobody know them, nowhere where they start. So they want to line them up so that when they will put one go succeed them as president, the other one go succeed them as governor for Lagos State. So they go begin when they begin to count their portfolio. They will say, the one time they were in UAE, you know, they were among the protocols that shook hand with the Saudi king. You know, all this will be part of their TV. You understand what I'm saying? You know, Nigeria is dying. Nigeria is dying every day. Any day you see these people, the more day, the more hour, the more second they are there, destruction is going on. You know, you see, Baba, what thing go happen? Be say Nigeria will go down. It will go down. They are just patching up. You know, the other day they were threatening NLC. They were threatening civil. What are they called? Everybody, anything threatenable. They were threatening everybody. But not fear factor just to cover up. You understand? Make everybody ready to guide their border because you see what is going on now. Fulani, they are silent. You know, 2022 was their year to overrun Nigeria, and they missed it. They are planning heavily. They are planning very heavily now. You understand? Everybody go run for Nigeria. I'm telling you, Baba. Everybody go run. So everybody make people be ready to guide their border. You know, because they don't want to separate that country peacefully. The way I'm looking at it, you understand? That's the way it's going. They don't want to. Because if you look at the north, people are dying in hunger. Insecurity are there. Their people are dying. You know, but they don't care. What they want to do is see they created artificial insecurity in the east, in the west. You know, so that the whole Nigeria will be used. Where everybody will be used to that terrorism up north. You understand?
I'm with you.
So that when they now bring up that violence that they want to bring to take over Nigeria, it will look normal. You know, you will be used to it as it has been happening. You know, anywhere you are, if you are alive the following day, the people that die, everybody will just move on. You get what I mean?
I do.
So that is the thing. So let me put that a lot. Nigeria no there normal.
I know.
Yes, Baba. Consider your good work.
Go on.
Consider your good work, Baba. Consider your good work.
Thank you.
Finally, made a living now the kind of for us. So
as a reminder,
now
accounting days.
The saga now
put it now. 13 days to go.
The saga now put it, Baba. Now they don't international and local courts don't give up.
Yes, it has to be. But if they have to start with bail first, they will take that. Anything that's just going to let him out of that place, we'll take that first, and then we'll move on from there. Prince Jejema.
Baba, you know they live Omoyole for good 5 years. They use bail, whole Omoyole. We don't want bail. It's the Tiger and Abuja. Now we want.
Well, that's
we don't want their
that's
bail.
even better, right? Well, I mean,
We don't want their bail.
For me, I am just pretty much like an innocent man should have been locked up that long or in that place, right? So,
No, you see, if they want to hold it now, they can. Now then go tire, Baba. The more they hold land, the more Nigeria they go down. You understand? If they want they can do Fulani, want they can do Kulishi, and waiting they call them Tinubu, want they can do Chopper Wedu. We there with them. You understand? Now they don't tell them. If they kill them, the more the Biafra will come faster. So is Biafra or death? We are not afraid of anything. We don't ready for anything, any art form, anyhow. Well done, Baba.
God bless you.
God bless you.
All the best, okay? I'll take this one. Hello there.
Yeah, my good general.
Yes, sir. How are you?
Good evening from here.
Good evening.
My name is this is the second time call. I think I called your show many years. I think it was months, couple of, I can't remember, but
it's been a while. I'm trying to kind of pick the voice myself, but you know.
Yeah, I'm calling here from Kansas City.
I can see that. How are you today?
Yeah, I'm doing okay. First of all, I want to get a shout out for you for good work you are doing. Pretty much, they say when another king is missing, there will be another king, the replacement. Since the zoo called Nigeria kept holding Mazen Nandekano, and the whole court, no matter what they do, they must surely release that man. It doesn't matter the way they take it to. Left or right, they might hate him, they might like him, some people might want to kill him. I mean, the same thing, like the religion said, the same thing they do to Jesus Christ. You know, not everybody love him. I know they're applying the same thing to you. Some people like you, some people hate you, but you got to speak the truth. It's only the truth. It's only the truth that can set us free. You know, since the country existing, from those people calling themselves Nigeria, they love Nigeria. Nigeria is their country, and this and that. If you look at them, they are just like they're waiting for their turn. Like it's a turn by turn.
Yes, so
since that country, since that country is created, if I am in Nigeria, because I'm surely guarantee you that I'm not in Nigeria. The reason why I say that, if anybody want to argue why you say you're not in Nigeria, because Nigeria have not done anything for me.
No.
Nigeria have not given me a single life, a single opportunity. I'm not speaking of life is a long process.
If Nigeria had this way, you won't be where you are today. You will be one of those we are praying for. That being power. That's what Nigeria wanted for all of us. Be poor, be under that place, never say anything, never to be seen, exist, but you must not be seen. Nigeria didn't have his way on us, so nobody should come around and gaslight us and say, "But you are Nigerian, you're the mad, who be Nigerian."
Exactly, because Nigeria, and you see what's going on in that country called Zoo. Yes. When you look at the people out there, they are just like a cancer in their brain. The reason why I'm saying that, because there is calling Nigeria Zoo is just understatement. Because animals can feel when they are getting hot or when they're ready to do something to them, they will know.
That is right.
But when you're looking at the human beings that live there, they don't know when they was killing them slowly, and they don't know when they're raising a war against them slowly. And those people call themselves a leader. Can those people identify which state, which local government, who do they know, where they're from, what date of when the day was born? Because Nigeria, they can't identify who is in Nigeria. Who is in Nigeria?
That's some big
nobody knows.
They don't actually describe. Everybody has their
own definition. They don't know who is in Nigeria.
Who is in Nigeria. There's no one single definition. That's why you will know that Nigeria is fake.
And any country in the whole planet that favoring terrorists, people from another country came over in your land, terrorizing, yes, terrorizing your own people. And you call yourself a Nigeria as a government by people. You call yourself a democratic country. And you have a people, terrorists, and invited by the government to disarm, to kill, to ravish the whole area of your community,
to rape, to
your
kill,
state.
to destroy. Only
And
to,
you
to say
say,
they are pardoning them.
and the government is not doing anything. There is no government. The anarchy just understatement. And we have Nigeria is on the war.
Yes.
And the hunger is just another thing for child play. You know, my statement I'm trying to make, Nigeria, it needs to be divided. Nigeria needs to be finished. Nigeria needs to be destroyed. Nigeria should not ever, ever exist, because there is no war in the earth. The white man can come in and create a country and give you, and you answer and you take. And everything that happens, the people that give you the country, they know every single thing that happened in that country. They cannot raise alarm. They cannot say, hey, this has to be stopped. They cannot put end of it. And you guys, the people, they're calling themselves, I'm talking about those people still hammering about Nigeria, and they still existing, are calling themselves in Nigeria. How do you know who is in Nigeria? Now, the northern place, you see what they're doing, they start looting. They're calling it the hunger. And their government, then when they raise against NSAS, when this stupid man called himself Buhari, when he started transferring all the whole terrorists from Sahara, from anywhere. So they didn't know there would be a hunger. There would be something like this that coming.
Exactly. When all this terrorism was going on, did you ever remember when it's going to be, the repercussion where there will be no food, where farmers are being killed and all of that? Like, didn't they see this coming?
And then all now, these people, are you calling yourself? You cannot see how these terrorists get armed. How did they have a possession of guns?
They are harming them there now. They are using Nigeria allocation to buy weapons for terrorists while they leave their people in abject poverty. We do know what they are up to there, don't we?
And to be honest with you, if I am in that Nigeria, because I just came back from there not too long ago, and I see a lot of things that are going on. If I am in that Nigeria, I'm not be armed. I will not live there.
You get what I mean?
Because the reason why,
you have a state governor. See, sir, you have a state governor that gave 500 million naira to terrorists because they were making deal that the terrorists said they will not kidnap people anymore in the state. Guess that state, sir, Katsina, where Bokwari comes from, Gogogogo. The governor gave 500 million naira to terrorists. And then 2 months later, the terrorists kidnapped more people. And guess what he said? He said, they deceived us. They betrayed us. We thought we had a deal. You had a deal with terrorists? And you gave them 500 million naira of your money, of people's money?
No.
Isn't that you giving them money to go and reham? You see, in Zamfara, in Zamfara, Matawale, who is now the Minister of State, this guy spent 795 million, almost 800 million naira, buying vehicles and paying salaries to repentant terrorists until they stopped paying. Nigeria money, all of this happened under APC.
Let me make this quick. I was in the East. Okay. To God who made me, the God I swear that in the grave of my mom. That guy is lucky and I'm lucky. This happened in Owerri, in Oji side. So the guys, they pull in and there was in the healers, the white healers, and there was a traffic and they just stopped. They're not moving. And I was so ambitious and I tell them, can you move the fucking your car? It's just for my language.
No,
the guy came up with the AK-47. The guy came up in the AK-47. And before I know it, he started cussing us. These are pure terrorists. And this guy came up with a murphy in front of me. As the experience I have, I work in I've been a work in U.S. Navy and the government. And this guy came up with a murphy with AK-47. There is no way to identify who the hell this guy is. And before I know what's going on, this one released a bullet in in the air.
In the air, yeah.
I step back. And look on my car. I do not have my gun. I could open the fire, that bastard.
You thought you were in the States, right? Because ordinarily when somebody does that to you in the States, you quickly have to jump back to your cars and get yourself, strapped. Is that what you could use the word strapped, right?
That guy is lucky and I am lucky. Let me put it that way. He is lucky and I am lucky
too.
Because he does not have a right. Yeah, I'm not a criminal. I do not threaten. I don't push any threat on him. Why did he come out and release the gun and threaten to shoot me?
It's an unreal place.
And it's not a place that they are human beings supposed to live in. You see all these checking points in the East. Those are supervised by the governors, especially in the East, in the Imo State. Army checking point close to the city. In some of them inside the house where people live. And this man called himself Wopus or them. He's not doing anything about this. What are they doing with the money? Why they extorting money from the people? And this is a clear arm robbing. They arm and they're robbing people.
Yes,
because the government is not supposed. Yeah, they call it as a checking point to search and look. What are you searching? Did your government that sponsor you does not have any money to put you in a personal car, to put you in the car that have a AC where you can relax and or car or something that you can be able to enjoy that they enjoy. They just send you out to escape terrorizing people. And you see how they included all these terrorists in the army and the police in the DSS because they know what they're doing. They try to Islamic everybody and it's not gonna work.
Well,
it's never gonna
work. Tell themselves that this doesn't seem that it's gonna work. And the fear of the people right now is that we pray that Nigeria will not enter another civil war soon. But if Nigeria should go into another civil war, Nigeria will not survive it. We all know.
And if the people don't rise up to start a civil war on their own self, everybody will die slowly.
All die.
And there is nothing painful death than a slow death.
I know. Thank you so much. Okay?
Yeah, let me leave it right here. Thank you for what you are doing. Please keep on pushing. And we thank you and we keep on listening for you. Thank you very much for taking my call.
You take it easy, sir. Okay. So that's a Mazi there calling us from Kansas City, Kansas. That's the United States, now. Anyway, thank you very much. My line is still opened, okay? And you can still be a part of this. I've got 40 minutes left to go. That's quite some time, okay? We've only had just 2 calls, and that was the longest one I've had tonight. So let's take this. Hello there.
Hello, Mayegun.
Yes,
this is Koolu from London.
Koolu, you're back again. How are you today?
Yeah. Good. And yourself?
I'm very well, sir. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
So, yes. Yeah, we've had an interesting conversation tonight. Which of them are you picking on?
I will pick on let me just pick on one and I will talk on another one.
Okay then.
Firstly, there's a video in circulation. I don't know whether you've seen it. In some part of Abuja, you will see big houses, like kilometers of estate that everybody is disappeared. Everybody is disappeared from there. Nobody is living there. Ghost town. Completely ghost town. Nobody. It tells you we are just the button is just far there. Somebody will press it soon. It's telling you something is when something is cooking and you are adding pepper to something that you never taste it. By the time you taste it, then you will know something is cooking. Something is cooking.
I never even see it that way. I didn't even see it that way when I was talking about. I was pretty much like, these were abandoned properties from probably those who stole money to build some of them.
For where people don't run from there. Nobody.
People go wrong, can't leave their property empty like that. You think so? That's massive. I've seen some of the videos you're talking about.
Yeah,
scary stuff.
I've seen it. The guy that did the video, I was reading underneath the comment. They didn't just flare in one day. They have to run for their life.
It was steady, right?
It's a gradual process.
It's a gradual.
Yeah. Let me pick on this better one. That girl did not act alone.
I believe. She
didn't act alone. What fucked her up was overconfidence. She was overconfident that those people that are in that villa, they are working together. But he now stepped on that woman.
Out, over 3 billion naira.
Yes. And when the other woman,
yes,
when the other woman saw that she cleared some money, and the other woman too diverted the money. So by the time she wanted to check the rest of the money, she noticed that the woman is cleared the money, and that was the Hausa woman. Yes. So by the time they sacked the woman too, the woman brought out the memo and said that, look, this is what is going on. So the whole thing exposed, and they've seen that this woman is exposed this thing. So we have no other option. If this woman has to go, that person has to go. You get it?
I'm with you. And remembering that if all of us are honest, right, that ministry was actually started by Bukwari for his girlfriend Shadia. It wasn't part of any plan at all.
No.
So which means they will dominate these northerners. Northern actually dominate that ministry.
Yes.
So Better is coming in as a fresher to come and it's making sense now. So
you get it.
Continue.
There was a video, yeah. You see that Better. There was a video that they went for a meeting, I think somewhere in Kogi or something, and he wanted to give those people, like secretary and those people that was around her, money for food. He wasn't giving them. She was giving them dollars.
And they recorded the video
and they recorded the video.
I remember.
And you can hear some outside the background. That tells you that.
Yoruba I saw them too.
Yeah. So that tells you that Togiri Obalanu, Alangba Oliwonu. She was naive, she was young, naive, and she was just enjoying life.
Yeah. See her now. See, Baba. Better wrote the minister of what have you. She was telling, wrote the accountant general, and she was telling her that that they should work together and we are house 66 billion.
Yeah,
like, don't let us return it to the cover. We are Sam.
When she writes all those things, is it not those people that types it? He has to go under those people. They saw those things.
She didn't type them. You are right. People did them.
They saw
she approved and signed only for them to end up in public. Okay?
Yeah, I'm gonna leave now. But I was having a fight with one particular guy. I was looking for his name before I called. His name is Dr. Dak or something. Right. This guy is in UK. But I keep having every fight when he start talking about people leaking government memo. What's it called? Steven something synergize something. He will just be quoting some law. I just keep replying back to him, bastard, straight away.
I know.
I just keep this. I'm telling you, it tells you that I know if Nigeria divide, we still have a lot of work to do, but. Like what I said what I said yesterday, we need full reorientation of our people. But for now, let everybody go their own way.
We'll start from that one first. I agree. Baba, the rot is deeper. And I told people, I said, exposing Better Edu is not because those who exposed her really care about me and you. No.
They did it on a vendetta basis.
Dog eat dog.
Yeah. You know what make I chop? You know go chop.
You self no go. Sure you get. So none of this is done. So if they are fighting themselves, exposing themselves, you and I, for some reason, we should see it as an opportunity to understand what is going on in there.
And again, just a quick one.
Yes, sir.
You see that Edo State, each of those parties have two candidates. So make you dig.
We don't even know which one. And now for PDP, the deputy governor, they're about to remove him now. He's a candidate he believes, right? In APC, there's another candidate apart from the one you see the poster. In Labour Party, no, there's another candidate that they believe that. Baba.
Yeah, Baba. Let me allow other people.
You should have a good evening, okay?
Okay, you too.
Have a good one, sir. That is Saolu. Now, their politics is so dirty that the young people that you think might be different, a lot of them have learned a lot. They are just, some of them are actually like closet Hitlers, who are also biding their time, waiting for their own turn before they will strike. Here is another caller here. Hello there.
Hello, Bago.
Yes, sir. How are you?
This is Austin.
Austin?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Hey, I got that. I've been waiting for this moment, Austin. I said, if Austin calls me 3 days in a row, I am going to recognize his number and I'm going to recognize his face. And this is my first time of trying it, and I was right. How are you tonight, Austin?
I'm very well. I've been listening to you as usual, and let me commend you for your "I have a dream" speech. It's quite moving.
Until I was like, going to lose track. I said, no, that's enough. Now, dream enough. Now you go.
Yeah, I got to. You got to a point. I thought you went into a little bit of higher dimension. You know, a little bit higher than the normal. I really.
Because I do have a dream.
I really enjoyed. I really enjoyed.
Thank you.
I really enjoyed the rendition, your passion, and the way you put things, the way it came across, and when you started and when you finished. You see, the point is this: I could see a lot, and people say things. They come up and say a lot of things, and if you notice, everything has to do with basically the same thing, which is the Nigerian character. You know, the Nigerian character and what Nigerians are doing to themselves. You see the way Nigeria is. When Obi spoke about a Zamfara state alone can, is it Zamfara said, you know, can, or Bauchi can, Niger, exactly. Niger can feed Nigeria, and it is not. These are not fables. These are not fables. These are truth. You know, exactly. These are the true things that people don't see. The reason most people followed Obi. The reason I believe I never knew Obi when he was governor. I saw him make a few speeches long after. You know, I started asking. I asked one of my cousins, "Who is this guy?" Then he told me. I said, "These guys seem to know what Nigeria needs." And you know, the comment was, "Would they let him?" And it came true. They wouldn't let him. But anyway, what I look at the first time I called, I mentioned, you know, if Oduduwa becomes a country, if Biafra becomes a country, would it succeed? I think that most people won't be happy with that. The reason I say that, if you look at the character of Nigerians, is the same. Now, when Buhari was coming, you know, everybody was saying, "Oh, this and that and that." Oh, Buhari is good. He's the ex-military man. He will do this. He will do that. He will do that. I remember in England at the time, you know, some people were, because Jonathan became the scapegoat of this terrible Nigerian character. You know, but then people were saying,
was like the worst thing ever, and then Buhari was like
exactly
the coming of
an angel. Yes, even on you know, Christina Mampo. That I don't hate people. I don't say I despise her, because she became the trumpet, the Western trumpet.
I remember that
for the
when she
APC.
Jonathan in Davos that same year when they now had the election, right? It was. I mean,
yes.
You are making me remember some of those days, but I'll leave that to you. Continue, Austin.
Yeah, exactly. At the time, as much as I thought I knew about Nigeria, I never understood the Nigerian politics. You begin to see things from certain perspective, living in the West, and you see things. Look, I live in a country that practice parliamentary democracy. You know, politics. You and I know every Wednesday the Prime Minister goes to the Parliament, and he has to go there. He has to be asked questions, and he has to speak.
Prime Minister answer this or something like that. That's it.
Exactly. He stands on. You have to, even if you lie, they will catch you. And if you look at so that's his job. The opposition leader has his job. There are parliamentary opposition parliamentarians. Both sides do ask questions. Some ask favorable questions. Some really ask hard on. He has to answer, and before he comes, he prepares. And when people notice that the likes of, permit me to make reference to this man again, because I'll speak, one of the things I want to talk about is the role of politicians, civil servants, journalists, and the hangers on, those who follow them, in the destruction of Nigeria. They all have a role. And I think that if you remove the politicians, because they have election cycle, although some of them force themselves to keep coming back, at the bottom, the foundation of this corrupt, rotten system is the civil service.
I know. It's actually the
And
bedrock
around
this struggle, the civil service.
the civil service is the bedrock, the engineers.
Looting, the stealing, the everything. They are those who uses their experience, right, to ensure that the smooth movement of money is done without trace.
Exactly.
And if
They are
the politician they stole money for, now them go release documents and traces to those who should have them, so that they can go after them. They are the rock bottom. Or go on, Baba.
They are if you permit me to say this, they are the technicians and the engineers of the corrupt system that we have today. If the civil service, that's why, in fact, the institutions are not strong. Like you see, the SSS, EFCC, they're all rubbish. They're all just, jobbers. They're all criminals. They're criminals because for the Nigerians, it's like, there's something I used to say. The chicken. If you have rice, and if you go out there, chicken free range, they're out there, and you start dropping rice for the chicken, they'll follow you.
They will.
They'll follow you as far as you go. And you don't drop everything to them. So if you drop everything to them, they stop and eat. And then you keep going. They don't care about you. You go.
So you
that is the
enough, or
yes.
Insisting them, making them feel like you are dropping when you are not yet, so that you can have something or reason to follow you. Sad.
Thank you. That is the same, that is the copycat, that is the system, that is the plan, the strategy of Nigerian politicians. See what they're doing? People will think that Tinubu is stupid. Of course, he doesn't know what he's doing. But there's a plan to it. And he's doing it in a way that is exposing him. Their plan is to keep Nigeria the way you keep chicken with the rice following you. They don't want to do anything to make you comfortable. Otherwise, they'll become irrelevant. You see, what Tinubu is doing it deliberately. Look at what he did. He bought yacht. He put money in his wife, who is not elected. She has no role in the constitution. Give her money. They are building vice president house with 15 billion.
Over 50 billion was budgeted in the supplementary.
50 billion
in the 2024 budget. They budgeted 176 billion naira for our office. Some people don't even probably know that.
Exactly.
Okay, you get the 50 billion.
Exactly.
Supplementary for last year. But continue, Austin.
And if you notice, you're in Scotland. What Liz Truss, she didn't serve for more than 3 months. In fact, not up to about 3 months. What removed her is the supplementary budget. That's an emergency budget to fix things immediately, to begin to reposition the economic direction of the country, which is to make things
cost money here for cost of living crisis and the rest. Remember, it was around that time
exactly,
and she was playing delay tactic with it. She wasn't coming up with any real plan until they said, "Oh, you will have to go." That's why it was this guy who now came to come and finalize that. Sunak, remember?
Thank you. Thank you.
That she's not turning up in time. And the whole thing, the whole financial whatever in the country was like already a mess. She had no idea. Yes. Or she didn't come up with any idea in time. And now our party, they tell us, you go leave. You have to leave before you cause us problem.
Her party, can you imagine that? Exactly. Her party. The reason is
we were saying they should call general election. Nobody. They better call general election now. They better call general election now. We don't vote for this list. You remember now? Now her party remover.
Of course. And if you look back,
you know what? No, not take on a job. I'm an MP. I'll go back to where I come from. And she went.
Exactly. And if you look back, if you look back to the way the system works since 2008, when Cameron came in, there had not been election until Boris Johnson, and the same party changed prime minister from Cameron to what's her name, the lady that this guy took over from before Boris Johnson came.
What's her name?
Yeah,
again?
she was
She did.
she was the Home Office secretary.
She was home office.
She was the Home Office secretary before she took over.
See, now,
in fact, she was the one that messed up the she was the one that messed up the Home Office system, where a lot of fees are being added and then punishing. But anyway, that's not the point I was going to say. But if you look at
Theresa May,
if you Theresa May, thank you. That's her name. Exactly. From Theresa May, then Boris Johnson won the election. After Boris Johnson, how many prime ministers have we had? We've had Liz Truss. Exactly. You know,
we've had Theresa May,
Liz Truss,
and we now have a Sunak. So we've actually have three. Johnson. Wow.
No. Actually, I think it was Johnson pushed out Theresa May. Remember, Johnson actually played this Brexit politics.
Sorry.
Yes, it was Theresa May. It was Johnson actually pushed. Johnson actually pushed out, Theresa May with this Brexit nonsense, But anyway, but what I'm trying to say is this: Britain is only about 6 hours flight away from Nigeria, and Britain is the colonial masters to Nigeria. Right. Britain is the one that so-called, now we're complaining about this contraption. It was their own design, and they kept things away. But the fact is, what surprises me, what I'm worried about, is the Nigerian reliance on history. This is history. This is history's past. I'm not saying that to get Oduduwa nation or to get Biafra is not a good idea. It is a good idea, because if you create a system where people power is kind of localized, it works better because the people understand themselves. They make certain things that
when people tell us that Nigeria's unity is non-negotiable, and we all know the history of people saying that, we know why. That's why most people
the reason that I think, sorry, Mayogun, I think that should not be something that should gaslight people who really believe in independence of the regions, whether they're breaking away as republics or a country for themselves, or they want to be in a confederation. You remember when Russia broke up? Yeah, when Russia broke up, they became a confederation, and then eventually they became their own Estonia and all that. Their individual things do happen gradually, but why Nigeria is like this is not just the Fulanis. Let's look back, look inside. Let me give you one example. There was a story that a man in his house lost his key because it was dark. There was no light. He lost his key in the house, and he saw across the street. There's a street light. Instead of looking for ways to look for the key in his house, to look for a lamp or whatever, he went across the road because there's light there. He was looking for his key there. And there are people who said, "Oh, are you okay?" He said, "Oh, he lost his key. He's looking for it." I said, "Don't worry, we'll help you look for it." And they said, looking for it. I said, one of them now asked, "Excuse me, sir, where did you actually lose the key?" And he said, "Oh, I dropped it in the house." And the guy was like, "Excuse me?" And we are looking for your key outside when you dropped your key in the house. I think it's the same scenario. The problem is with us, but we're looking outside. We're looking really outside. Uzodima, Wike, Amechi, Odili, these are not Fulanis. I am from Rivers State, and I'm very close to the east. If you look at the map, the way they carved the east, they blocked them off. That is an injustice, but that's beside the point. That's the part of the argument. But who is now destroying the East? Who is collaborating with this so-called center, the federal government, to create this problem for the East? Is partly the Igbos. They are working with these people. If you go to Rivers, they see what Wike did.
Igbos who actually know this too, and they will tell you that they know that those who have made it are so difficult, right, for Igbos to actually have real mainstream in Nigeria, okay? Leaving out all of this profiling and the rest, including even without leaving out the profiling, okay? Let's even add the profiling. All these things happening, right? Without the blessing of the real Igbo political class, none of this will actually be the lot of the Igbos. But
At all, my ego. So when from the beginning, when they brought this Buhari guy, somebody 3 days ago or 2 days ago, somebody mentioned this 3.5 billion naira that went missing when Buhari was the PTF or whatever chairman. They stole this money, 3-point-something million. That was before. That was when Obasanjo was the president, the military president. You know, you remember Obasanjo handed over to Shagari. Okay, within that period, they colluded and stole. Do you remember the case of 78 suitcases that flew in and nobody could account for it? Look, yeah, we've had all these problems. So the reason when Aman Paul was promoting Buhari and the APC, and people are afraid, the Christian Association of Nigeria was afraid that, or people are saying that they're going to Islamize Nigeria. I didn't believe that. I'll just laugh it off. I'm like, come on. We have our senators, we have our reps, we have our governors. How can this people go? But it's happening in my very open eyes.
I know.
Yes, and I'm like, oh, this is why these Northerners think that they are something. I did my youth service in Kano, and I had good time there.
A lot of people
I did my youth service in Ghana. I had it
when they were going through these unity schools, when they were serving. That's why a lot of people are so shocked with the level of bigotry in the country today.
I never knew.
I never knew. I noticed any of that. In fact,
no, I never knew. I was very welcome there, frankly.
Back then, we never really did any importance to them. But look at us today, sir.
No.
See what this guy.
When I was in Kano, when I did my youth service, frankly, for the love I had, I wanted to go back to Port Harcourt and work. I had some things on my mind. Otherwise, I would have taken up a job in Kano because I have very good time. You have professionals, you have mostly some journalists. There was a good time, but my annoyance is that. I'm sorry, my annoyance is that I'll just go. My annoyance is that people should start looking back. Thank you, sir. Thank you. I thank you for the time.
See, evening time call, I know a lot of us do not even see it that way. Okay, I have a caller, by the way, but I'm coming to you. See, if I call you when you've been with me, because I'm the one checking the time, okay? So sometimes, right, I know a lot of people get angry that they are unable to call in. I do my best, but one thing is that sometimes when you're on this program, okay, when you're talking, you won't even notice your time is gone. You won't even notice that you've been talking for like 10 minutes, sometimes 15 minutes. And me, if you're making sense, I will continue talking to you and all that, but sometimes I just feel like, it's kind of unfair to some of others who are like making effort to join and call too. So I apologize there, Austin, okay? So when I say, when I call your name, you can easily just know that let's round it up, okay? But our time is so done. This will be my last caller tonight. I hope you are still connected. Hello there.
I'm here.
Papa Balagba. How are you, Baba?
Chief Adeyemo from Canada.
Chief Adeyemo from Canada, you said. Nah, that's our first. This must be our
yes.
Right?
So no, I've called a few times. I listen every day.
How come?
Yes.
So like, I'm speaking to you for the first time. Chief, how are you today?
Oh no. I'm very well, thank you. Thank you for a very good job that you are doing.
Thank you.
Now I want to speak quickly. I know your time is fast spent. I want to speak quickly.
But if you feel like you're generous enough for another person, then you can make it quick. But anyway, sir, you've got the floor. Go for it.
All right. So one important thing I want to say tonight regarding the Fulanis in Nigeria. If we go back to history, you will notice from our nation, from the birth of Nigeria, we have vibrant South. And when I say South, I'm referring to the East and the West this time. They had vibrant and prosperous nation. Also in the North at that point in time, but the South have an edge. They came in, they ruined that economy by bringing this unitary kind of government. That is what we're struggling with today. Yes. When Obasanjo came, another Southerner, he was able to recover all the lost money, all the loans were forgiven. They came, they ruined it again.
They ruined it again, Baba.
These people are not into nation building. They're into destruction. Simple. They are not, they don't want the Dubai of this world to happen in Nigeria. They love the Mecca. They go to Umrah 10 times a year, but they don't want it to happen in our land. They just come to destroy. Now, that is for that. Now, I go to the issue of the children of Tinubu practically leading the entourage.
And then they themselves, sort of abusing diplomatic etiquette. Is that not what is ethics? Okay.
Exactly. You see, I heard some people few months back, if you remember last year, Tinubu walked out his son from the Federal Executive.
I remember, and it was breaking news.
And people were commending him. I said, this is not, you see, if you see what is happening with the Yalojas of this world, the exuberance of Sheyi and Co, and even the wife of our president is donating billions and nothing that doesn't exist constitutionally. This is the government of nonchalant people. How can we subject our nation to a disgrace at the world level by having the children of the president line up ahead of prominent ministers? And nobody has spoken. Nobody has spoken in that.
We are watching the whole desecration of the entire institutions, and we are seeing the end of them. And a lot of people are probably keeping quiet. Others are speaking to defend them. We will watch the burning of this kingdom. It's happening already. They will do it themselves.
They will ruin themselves. See, there is no nation in Nigeria. We were forced together. And we cannot continue to progress this way. Better Idu's case. See, Better Idu is a product of the system. In the modern day, anywhere in the world, where would you see somebody that is under investigation and still have access to all the necessary things of power?
She does.
Where is she working from? Where is she working from? How did she get that paperwork to do that email for release of money?
You are so right. She was suspended as far back as when, sir? I think it was around
so where is she? Since December. Since December, she's been suspended. So where is she working from? A letter paper of federal government of Nigeria requesting interparastatal release of money. See, this is complete fraud. We're in a fraudulent government. Now they will chase people, they will chase ordinary people, and they will mess them up. This is a high-profile stealing, high-profile disgrace to our nation. A minister that is under investigation for stealing, and she's still writing for more money.
So who is deceiving?
And EFCC is busy chasing binaries. They are busy chasing irrelevant things. Our money is stuck with these big people. We are going nowhere in Nigeria until we remove these people. Nigeria will never. North, East, and South, our politicians are a bunch of wicked people. Let me tell you, I'm originally from Ogun State.
Bless you, Baba.
Recently, Yayi, a senator, he gave out over 3 billion naira worth of equipment. What of them? They call it empowerment. Empowerment.
They have a name for
it.
They
call it empowerment.
Yeah,
empowerment.
Empowerment. It's called empowerment.
3 billion.
Yes, now.
Yayi is 54 years old. He got into government in 2003 as House of Rep member in Lagos State. Where is his work? What is his day job to generate 3 billion naira?
Where did he make that money?
To generate 3 billion naira to give out in one shot. This is wickedness. Our nation can never move forward with these charlatans until we start all over again. We prosper when we were alone as a section of Nigeria under parliamentary system. That was the last prosperity that our nation enjoyed.
60 years.
Look at them today. 60 years ago, Bajabi Amela donated billions of items to Lagos State. Things that the Lagos State could not do. Individual did it. And nobody's asking questions. Where is Bajamila Law Firm? Who are his clients to generate that kind of money? We are deceiving ourselves in Nigeria. I wish people that are there, we know this. We speak for them. We speak for them. Many of us left because we cannot be rogues. We cannot join them. That is why we left. Like you rightly said, they are happy we left.
Yeah.
They are very happy we left.
And they do not want
but they are enjoying the remittances.
Yes.
They don't want us back. We are the problem to them. We are disturbing them. And we will continue to we are going to continue to disturb them. We will continue to be their problem.
We will be back. Go on, sir.
We will be back. We will be back. Yes. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mayegun. Keep it loud.
Thank you very much.
We will not back down.
Yes, sir.
Have a nice evening.
Too,
okay? Take care.
Yes, sir. Nice one. That's that's some powerful one there. I love it. I love the authority. I love the affirmation that comes with it. They do not want us back. They want us all the way. But we will come back. Coming back means we will be their own albatross, nemesis, nightmare. Name it. So, everyone, thank you so much for spending your evening with me again tonight. We've had a good chat, I believe, okay? I am going to see you some other time. And to everybody we see here, okay, before you leave, remember, you need to like that video. Okay, like it, share it, and subscribe onto my channel, okay? And I will see you tomorrow afternoon. So, good night. And you all have a great week, I would say. Anyway, thank you so much for your time. I will see you some other time. Good night.
Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun Diary láyé bí nàmbà wá. Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun Diary láyé bí nàmbà wá. Mayegun ti dé o ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú. Mayegun Diary láyé bí nàmbà wá. Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube. Mayegun Diary láyé bí nàmbà wá. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Mayegun já wa sí. Mayegun Diary láyé bí nàmbà wá. Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun Diary láyé bí nàmbà wá. Bó bá ṣe eré àní Mayegun máa wí. Mayegun Diary láyé bí nàmbà wá. Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun Diary láyé bí nàmbà wá. Mayegun Diary, Diary politico. Mayegun Diary láyé bí nàmbà wá. Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Mayegun. Mayegun Diary láyé bí nàmbà wá. Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o. Mayegun Diary láyé bí nàmbà wá. Àní Mayegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun Diary láyé bí nàmbà wá. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Mayegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé.
lórí Facebook
Máyégún ti dé.
àní ẹ̀sùn làjú
Máyégún ti dé.
lórí YouTube
Máyégún ti dé.
àní ẹ̀sùn làjú
Máyégún ti dé.
bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́
Máyégún máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn làjú
Máyégún ti dé.
jíjó ìgbádìyẹ
Máyégún máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn làjú
Máyégún ti dé.
bí pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o
Máyégún máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn làjú
Máyégún ti dé.
bí gómìnà gbówó jẹ
Máyégún máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn làjú
Máyégún ti dé.
ọlọ́pàá tí ń darí bá
Máyégún máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn làjú
Máyégún ti dé.
aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o
Máyégún máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn làjú
Máyégún ti dé.
òkúra olóṣèlú
Máyégún máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn làjú
Máyégún ti dé.
ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràgì
Máyégún ti dé.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràgì
Máyégún ti dé.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràgì Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràgì ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràgì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràgì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀ wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀ oníkanṣá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o àyè.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràgì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràgì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
ha kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀ kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀ ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣàyè tú wọn síta.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràgì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràgì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
tẹnitẹni ọmọ Máyégún ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni mo fọlọ́hún ṣọ́ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù bọ́tà ń lè rí bóníṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni ó ti dẹrùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sì mọ́ bẹ̀. èèpo ọ̀bọ lọmọ bá dérò tàjẹ́ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́ ó ti dọba lórí àbínú ẹni kò sì mọ́ bùyà àìsíwọ́lu ní ẹnìkẹ́ ìgbódì ẹyin lábàrá o ó kó ẹni tó bá dán o àkàmù. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràgì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràgì o ẹni bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò òní fi wọ́n níran o.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràgì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràgì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.